Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, gotta fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Welcome. We're here. It is I. It is he. This is Grapsody, live on Fightful Overbooked. For some reason, the main channel is banned or inactive for a week. So we're here. Also, not on our regular time slot, not on a Saturday, on a Monday. Yeah. Apologize for the confusion, suppose, if anybody's confused. But we are here. I'm Phil Lindsay. Of course, Righteous Reg is here as well. What's going on?
It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. It's Monday morning. Shout out to everybody adjusting with us as they may. I'm back in Oakland, California from my long drive down to Los Angeles for GCW. Shout out to the Game Changer Wrestling homies. An amazing Saturday night calling wrestling over there. Saw a bunch of friends. Wrestling was great, and I'm feeling good, Phil. It's cool down in Oakland. We had some stupid heat wave or something, and I'm feeling good. What's up with you?
Yeah, got the news as we were getting ready to go live that Angel Reese is no longer a Chicago Sky. I just can't say enough how, like, this year of basketball for Chicago fans has just been so... Just like, if you get any level of excitement for anything, they're just like, nope, we're just going to snatch this away from you. Started the year on a high note with Derek's jersey getting retired, and the Bulls actually won that game. The Bulls were pretty good to start this season, and then they were like, no, we'll just take this away. We'll take Vucevic away. We'll take Io away from you. We'll take Kobe White. You don't need any of these players. We'll leave Patrick Williams for some reason, even though I've been saying from day one this guy sucks and he shouldn't be here. But, yeah, the latest of it, y'all don't need Angel Reese anymore. You know,
don't need that.
Well, she's going to go to Atlanta. And I'm sure, like, hey, man, Angel Reese in Atlanta, that sounds fire. Like, when you think of, like, her and her personality, great. But why can't we have nice things, man? I just don't understand. Like, why? What's the issue here? It's just Candace Parker came here, won us our first championship as a Chicago Sky. Of course, she couldn't retire here, had to leave as well. It's just like, why can't we have nice things? Shout out to Candace Parker, by the way, going into a Hall of Fame. Well deserved. But, yeah, just cannot have nice things as a fan of basketball in the city for some reason.
Yeah, your expectations are always tempered as a Chicago fan, which I think totally works out for you because, like, you guys did have a good time with the Bears and their little playoff run, and people were eating hot dogs. Like, it was going down, but, like, it didn't end how people wanted it to end, and it always – that's what Chicago sports feels like these days of, like you said, if you get a little bit of hope up, it's just shattered on the ground, and then you're getting laughed at while it's shattered on the ground. So it's I feel for y'all. But like you said, Angel Reese in Atlanta, though, Phil, that sounds like something, you know?
It does, but yeah. They were doing good business, you know, had a good rivalry with Indiana. We're selling a lot of tickets and stuff here. It
was hot.
What a weird decision. I thought this when they fired the coach after that first season and the Sky got really bad after that. I was like, why did they fire this coach so soon? And now we're doing this. It's just like, I guess. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, it's intense. I was watching yesterday. I watched the women's Final Four basketball game with my mom. Shout out to UCLA for their dominating victory that they put down there. My mom knows hella about basketball, women's basketball for some reason. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's blah blah blah. She's doing blah blah blah. She's on this team." I'm like, I don't know how we got here, but it's hilarious, and I'm loving it. And women's basketball is very exciting. Phil, like that game wasn't as exciting as it should be, but like just the energy surrounding it, the women involved. There was some controversy going into it with the little coaches standoff at the end of the semifinals game, I think. And it's just it feels more exciting. Like I wasn't even I haven't even thought about men's basketball. Like what's going on in men's basketball?
Yeah, man. Look, women's basketball has been on a upward trajectory for the last few years. I think it's great that it's continuing. I think it's great that the WNBA is still in the high spot after like a really good draft with Angel Reese and homegirl. Why am I drawing a blank on homegirl?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, and then like Paige Becker came to the league, and she's been fantastic. Yeah, it's good. I haven't been keeping up as well with college basketball. I know the Final Four was this weekend. Michigan looks really good. Looks like a tough team to beat. Saw the Fab Five out there. All the Fab Five guys were out there. Yeah, I was like, Jaylen, man.
Jaylen.
Hey, man. I feel you. I when he came out and told us how much he was spending on his haircuts, he was like, "Nah, everybody should be spending $100 on haircuts." I was like, "Hey, dog." And see him next to all the rest of the Fab Five guys, Juan Howard, Chris Webber, all of them guys are out there. Every single one of them got gray in their beard. All of them got gray in their hair, except Jaylen. Hey, dog, stop. Stop.
Jaylen, those are your peers. Those are your contemporaries. You should look like them. Why you don't look like them? What's going on? Have you seen I haven't seen any episodes or anything. Jaylen has a Tubi show or something where he like,
what?
Yeah, Jaylen has a Tubi show. It's about like a high school basketball team. And at one point, like he has a daughter in the show and she like gets shot or something, and he has to act emotional, Phil, and it's you have to see it. You gotta see it.
I'm sure it's Tubi acting. But yeah, it was man, it was great to see the Fab Five guys together. If people know, they know the impact they had on collegiate basketball, the impact they had on the culture, like
they was fly.
Incredible. But yeah, I was like, Jaylen, dog, come on now. Come on. And man, look, Jaylen's got to be riding high, man. Michigan basketball is doing well again. Detroit Pistons are #1, I believe, in the Eastern Conference. Clinched their playoff spot. He's got to be feeling pretty good, but come on, man.
Listen, come on. Let my man get his Beijing off, Phil. You don't the game is the game at this point.
Come on. Yeah, the other news I saw a lot of people talking about with this Gucci Mane thing, which is still very bizarre to me. Apparently, Gucci Mane was like lured into a studio session where he was then kidnapped and robbed by Pooh, Shiesty and a bunch of other guys. Arrests have been made, and I was just like, well, wait a minute. Wasn't Gucci just like not long ago saying how happy he was that Pooh Shiesty was home and how he had plans for him and how they were going to start to roll out for like his music and stuff?
Yep.
What happened here? Now, can't say that I'm surprised that Pooh Shiesty pulled a jack move on somebody. I mean, at this point, a ski mask is called a shiesty. At this point, we know what his resume looks like. He will tell you what his resume looks like.
He impacted the culture, I might say negatively, with what he brought to the game. Because every time you see a YN and a shiesty, you're like, I gotta get out of here. Like, and he is the reason for that. It's named after this man. This man was in jail, stewing and waiting for his moment to get out. Like you said, Gucci Mane teed it up. He's like, we about to cook. We about to get back into this. And then these documents drop. This is how we find out about it, is there's court cases. There's all kinds of notes and things and videos of them conducting the act. Apparently, the homies didn't drive. They got into a Greyhound to get to Gucci Mane.
Bro.
The homies came And Pooh Shiesty's dad was apparently there. Phil, like, there's a lot
Bro,
going on in this, my G.
I didn't even know all of that. That is insane. Glad that Gucci
Greyhound.
Mane is okay,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. Um, just everything about this and like Memphis and like a lot of the crime and violence that has been going on in Memphis, and then the timing of LeBron being on that podcast and saying how he doesn't like to travel to Memphis. Why don't y'all move the team to Nashville? And people were very upset with him. Ooh,
Not
people were very upset with these comments. And to a degree, I get it because like yes, traveling to Memphis is going to be what it is. It's not like this like luxurious town. It's not like there's a ton of money being pumped into the city. But at the same time, it's an epicenter of black culture in this country. And so a lot of people don't just see it as a knock at Memphis, they see it as a knock at the black community because, when you're saying move the team to Nashville, we know what that is. Like it's
yep.
Nashville is Tennessee, but it's like predominantly white. It's way more white than Memphis is, and so
And
it,
Phil, we Chicago, Oakland, we hear these how people talk about where we live and how people talk about our culture
yeah,
and where we exist. They moved the teams out of my city, you know what I mean? So like
yes,
I understand what's going on here. But yeah, there's that underlining thing of like, but what you mean though? Like what
yeah. You're trying to take more money out of a city that is not. It's not like it's a lot of money
yes.
coming into Memphis as is,
It's all the money they getting.
which is part of the problem. But at the same, Nashville is not hurting. They have a football
No.
team. They have a very like thriving entertainment scene with country
Yes.
music and live music. They don't need more
They don't either.
money in Nashville. Like
Mhm.
it's a disproportionate amount of money going into Nashville than there is going into Memphis. And the fact that he was on a podcast with a bunch of white people saying this, it didn't look great. People were not happy.
Bro was like, oh, where I live too, and I'm like, I don't know if this is the sell, LeBron, my homie. Like, we hear you. The Memphis fans are pissed, rightfully so,
Ooh,
because
they
it's
were not
like,
happy.
how you gonna like? You don't even go here. Like, why are you talking? Like, you just travel here a couple times for games, and now you're moving our basketball team out of here. Like, I get it, man. I understand from all sides. Again, I live in Oakland, California. People talk crazy. People are scared to come and exist here. But it's like, how do you get better if they keep taking everything away from us?
Yeah, because that's the thing that'll happen in these neighborhoods. Oh, it's dangerous here, so let's start taking all the money out of these neighborhoods or these communities, and then you start having food deserts and all of these other problems
Absolutely.
in these communities, and then it
Hmm.
gets worse and worse and worse.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just don't think that's the answer to
Move it to
de-invest.
Nashville.
Yeah, that's not the answer. Is to de-invest in Memphis. Like that's not the answer. And for somebody that has spoken so highly on a lot of things that affect black people, I'm sure a lot of people just didn't want to hear that from LeBron James.
That's it. At this time, too, Phil, like we're going through turmoil everywhere, and you're
Yeah.
like, hey, move that basketball team. We're not trying to hear that, G. What do you mean? Come on.
Yeah. Ooh, people I was confused at first because I didn't see the quote at first. I just saw
Yeah.
the reaction and I was like, what did he say? And then when I saw what he said, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, no, they're not gonna like that. People were not
They were mad,
happy.
Phil. They were mad.
Whew. But yeah, just the timing of like this stuff with Pooh Shiesty and like the attachment to Memphis, and then that happened. It was just like, oh
There's a
yeah,
video of Pooh Shiesty with Gucci Mane's grill in.
you
I,
just
I,
you're gonna mash it on top of your teeth,
yeah,
dog. Like they don't think they fit. You're just gonna like shove them on and make them fit.
I don't really know what the protocol is for like we stole the grills, but I didn't think putting it in your mouth was
That's
the
crazy.
way to show like we got you. I'm like, did I hear you, but like that was in his mouth, dog.
That's crazy. But yeah, again, glad that Gucci Mane is okay because, like I
Gucci
said, there's a lot of crazy things going on in here. Um,
could have ended a lot
yeah,
different.
absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. Glad at least that he's okay and that he wasn't He wasn't killed or hurt. So, yeah. Uh, send us in your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on this podcast. You can also send us Humper Chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
Absolutely. Always appreciate you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining us on a Monday morning. The wrestling world was hot this weekend, Phil. Like it was like people were mad at LeBron and then people were really mad at Pat McAfee. So I'm so excited to get into it here very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. People. Yeah. It was a lot of people. People were upset at, and I was like, well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was one of those. Damn, I was just over there. Well,
Yeah. Shout out to the homie Kaz, man. Like I fucks with him. All right, Phil, I just have one question before we get into the super chats. Are you a part of the IWC?
we had this conversation. When was it last year when Jay Uso won the Royal Rumble, and people were like, "The internet isn't real, guys. Like the internet doesn't matter." And it's just like, the only thing that matters is people that go to these shows. The internet doesn't matter, and it's just like my main problem with that argument is that you can't say the internet doesn't matter if you're taking time to talk to the internet. You can't do that. You can't be like the internet doesn't matter.
The internet.
You can't be like the internet don't matter, but then you're addressing the internet. And then, the company you're talking about and the segment you're talking about is addressing the internet. And you'll be like, well, see, the internet don't matter. Like y'all are all wasting y'all time doing this. But people are taking time to address the internet. The argument just doesn't make sense to me, man. It never has and it never will.
It's because there's still this separation of what the live crowd wants and what the internet wants. But there's mix though. It's not 100% of people that are in the live crowd are not on the internet. None of them have phones. None of them get down on Twitter and fucking these forums. People are all over talking about wrestling. Everybody exists in the IWC at this point, dog. That's what.
Yeah. It just doesn't matter. This is not like when we were talking about a bunch of people on message boards or whatever. No. People sit on social media and talk about wrestling. Like, no, this is all you're part of the internet crowd. You're not a casual fan. If you even know the term IWC, you're not a casual fan.
You go right there. Legit simple as that. That says it right there. The fact that you even know, the fact that you're even over here says everything about it. You are the IWC. We are the IWC. Like that. If you got a podcast, like dog, it's just like you got a podcast, you got a Patreon, you got all these things that are IWC because of the IWC. So I don't really understand being like, I'm not over there.
Yeah. My camera froze.
Yeah, it's like it's doing some kind of jiggy stuff. But I could hear you though.
Like I'm sitting here looking at it and it's just froze. It's weird.
Yeah. It went crazy. It went black. No shade. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. Because I feel like I hate when it feels like you're attacking me. I guess is where I kind of land on it. Because like I'm out here, like I am a commentator. I do stuff like in the wrestling business, but I'm still in the IWC. We still have engagements and discussions and discourse with people on the internet. If you're in the comments of said tweets arguing with people, you're doing. I think that's it. That's the definition, I think, of the IWC.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time we have this whole debate about like internet wrestling community, you guys don't really matter, and you guys have to divorce yourselves from the internet wrestling community, and it's a lot more peaceful when you do. It's like, look, I get people saying, like, don't spend as much time engaging in discourse on the internet.
Definitely.
I get that. I get the conversation around that, but also being like, well, this is what y'all get. Y'all are still part of this internet wrestling community while you're addressing the internet wrestling community. It's like, but wait, I don't think you can do that. You're not addressing them from outside the club. You're inside the club with them.
You're in here, G. I see you right there. Like I can hear you. You don't even need a mic to talk to us because you're out here. And so, but is I don't want. I like Kaz a lot. Like that's the homie. Like I'm a big fan. But like, don't say that and then say come to Wale Mania because the IWC is coming to Wale Mania, my G. Like the WWE
Well,
universe or
all
Fofuls
right.
aren't
Well,
like the ones that kind of run that.
well, Wale Mania is not a thing anymore. But
Well,
um,
when it
the
was.
thing is, it's not. This is not directed. This is not directed directly at Cass. It was just Cass was one of the
Yeah,
latest people that did this. And
definitely.
again, I fuck with Cass. Like
Big time.
none of this is like, oh, I'm just taking jabs at him because
No.
he's not the only person I've seen say this or do this. I just don't understand the argument. It's just kind of
That's
like, well, wait a minute, like you're a person that is known to people in the internet wrestling community. You talk to people via the internet and wrestling. No, you can't just be like, oh, well, you know, that's y'all thing. I've never claimed
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I'm one of those people that are like, you don't have to engage in all of discourse on social media. Like, all of this stuff is
Absolutely.
not helpful. You don't have to continue to put your energy into a lot of this stuff. But let's just call it what it is. I can't say that, but then be like, hey, well, you internet wrestling people don't matter. We wouldn't have this show.
No.
This show would not exist without the internet and wrestling fans. We would like there's so many parts of what it is that we do and things we like that are tied to the internet and wrestling. You can't just be like, nope, none of this matters. No.
Pretty much everything that I have, nobody would know Righteous Reg without the. I just don't want it to. I think that's where I'm landing on it. Like the IWC is not a derogatory term. It's like you guys are over there fucking pro wrestling incels. It's like no, everybody on the plane exists in the IWC. It's like you can exist in a different place. There are hardcores, there's casuals, there's all kinds of stuff, and it's like we can't make this a derogatory term because just like Phil's saying, I got PWI, this podcast, bookings, like everything is because of the IWC. Like I wouldn't even know where I would be without existing in that space. So shout out to the people in the IWC watching and listening to Grapsody right now.
The only thing that I have kind of taken umbrage with out of all of this
I
is
like that word.
community in this word because I don't think it's a community. I think that
No.
that is a I think it's a lot of things that people. Yeah, it's not a community. It's not.
Phil was about to get into it. He said, you know what? It
It's
ain't.
just, it's not a community, man. I
It's
just
not.
think there are certain things that make something community, and then when you look at like what is being done with a lot of internet like conversations and a lot of what people want out of being on the internet and engaging with a lot of this wrestling stuff, it ain't helpful to people. It's a lot of self-serving stuff on there. It's fine. And community is not about like self. It's about like enrichment of the whole and like a shared experience. And don't get me wrong,
Absolutely. There is
it's
here.
it's loosely a community based on the fact that it is a shared experience, but there's an enrichment aspect there that is missing.
No, I hear exactly what you're saying because like there is some community in here, but there's a lot of outside forces that want to destroy that community that say they're a part of it, that act like wrestling fans, that act like they want better for the business, but they just want all this shit to be destroyed. So it's like, that's not really how, if we were all on the same kind of wavelength, it'd be moving different, but not at all. Like, that's not what this is.
Yeah, no, and some of that is my cynicism based on the way some people act online, but it's
You ain't far off.
that's a different conversation for a different day. Someday Cass will be on our podcast again, and I'll give him a hard time for some of this because I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can do that. But you know,
It's
because
just fun at this point, I think.
doesn't he have a Patreon?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I was saying. You know,
Okay.
who's on that?
Okay. Super chats. Y'all got super chats?
Who's on that? Just tell me who's there.
Yeah, bro. Somebody gonna send this to him and think we're at this guy's neck. Nah, again, I
Love
fuck
him.
with Cass,
Huge
but
fan. I hope to see him in Vegas.
yeah, bro, talked to him recently. He was like, "Hey, am I gonna see you in Vegas?" And I was like, "Probably. I don't know yet. That was before things changed. So I don't know."
Um, before we move forward, I thought of another controversy off the backs of that. Your homie Peter.
Wait, Rosenberg?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the whole dive gate thing.
Dive Gate.
Yeah. God, if you guys have not seen it, there's a clip of Io Sky going for a dive, and it looks like her heel or part of her foot or something got caught on the rope, and she just went straight down, almost landed straight on the top of her head, and this could have ended really, really badly for her. Luckily, she tumbled out of it, got straight up, she was okay. And a lot, of course, because of what the internet does, they'll take a clip of something, and then it gets, it gets circulated everywhere, and they're like, "Oh, this looks so bad," and this turned into the conversation again that we've had before about why do wrestlers do dives, and I kind of just ignored it because again we've had this conversation before, and it's not like this is some novice or like some indie wrestler that a lot of people don't know that just had like a bad um, that just had like an accident with a dive. This is Io Sky. This is one of the best wrestlers in the world, one of the best high flyers in the business.
Yes.
This ain't her first time doing a dive. This isn't her first time having a mishap with a dive. It's fine. That turned into Peter Rosenberg's tweet, uh, which Rosenberg goes, yeah, this is why, at Evolve, I tell any of these younger wrestlers that'll listen to me basically, it's just not worth it to do a dive. The juice is just not worth the squeeze. And of course, I'm paraphrasing it. You can go find this
Yeah.
tweet, but it has that same kind of tone to it. And I was just like, what am I missing? Pete, a coach over there now? Like, what's happening? Like, wait, yeah, I didn't know that they had him like in the PC, like talking to people in a circle, like letting them know like what. I didn't know that was a thing, and so I just got laughed at it. And then he came back and doubled down. He
Double
came
down.
back and it was just like, hey, for all you people that yelled at me for this tweet, and including you, Chris Hero, sit down and take a seat. School's in session. And he did this to like promote the podcast. And look, I know what that's for.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know exactly what that's for. If y'all don't know, what it's for, I'm gonna tell y'all what it's for. This is, hey man, I got a lot of engagement off this tweet. Y'all were all yelling at me, talking about me. Hey, come listen to the podcast though. Come click the thing, because that at the end of the day, that's what a lot
That's
of
where
these
it's at.
people want you to do. Come click
Yep.
the link. Come over here. Hey, you can keep yelling at me, but listen to this and click the link because I want the numbers off of this. And so, man, look, that's fine. I actually listened to this rant and I was just like, okay. And then he put the short out, and this was after he uh, put the aforementioned tweet out there where he referenced Chris Hero. That tweet is gone now. He deleted it.
Oh, did he?
I don't know why he deleted it, but that tweet is
Oh.
gone. The tone of his rant, I was just sitting there like, yeah, I don't think this comes off well. I don't. It seemingly like he still doesn't understand what it is that people didn't like about the tone of his tweet. He was
Yes.
very much downplaying that, and it came with all the rest of this stuff like, oh, these fans, like, you wish you could be in a situation I'm in, and you're jealous of me, and,
What?
I have this credibility, and, I wasn't saying that people shouldn't do dives. I was just saying it's not worth the squeeze. People don't pop for dives anymore, which, stop right there. That just isn't true. That's just not true. The amount of wrestling shows that I go to and people do dives and people still pop for dives all the time. That is just not true. Now, the funny thing in all of this is one of the things that kind of changed the perception of doing dives and made it into an overdone thing and or characterized it as this indie wrestling thing was the company he works for. Correct?
1000%.
So that part in itself was interesting, and I thought that that's part of how what he was saying lacked a bit of self-awareness. And there were a bunch of other things. I don't want to get into everything he said, but there was a real lack of self-awareness here. And I was just like, this thing happens quite often, and this is the same thing we said with the Kevin Nash thing when he had that quote about Javon Evans, where I think people get so upset at the reaction.
Yes.
And at some point, they stop listening because it's just like, well, who are you to even talk to me like this? I'm just going to come back on my outlet and yell at you guys. And you're not really addressing what it is that people didn't like about what you said. Because now you're mad. And it's just like, you can just be like, my bad, man. I didn't mean it that way and move on. I don't think continuing to
Russell.
lean in. I don't think continuing to lean in helps. I don't think that this looks good. And look, there's a bunch of things I disagree with Rosenberg on. There's a bunch of things that I do agree with him on. The thing that I will always give him credit as is he's done it in all of the ways that he could do it with things that he want to do. Like as a hip hop voice, he's done it. Worked over a decade at the one of the biggest hip hop radio stations in the world, in wrestling. Worked for the biggest wrestling company in the world. Does a post show, does commentary. Hey dog, you got it. You've done it. When it comes to like one of the first hip hop podcasts in the space, you did it. But because you've done it, you don't have to respond to all of
You
this. You
did it.
don't have to keep coming back and saying, "Hey, I did this, so I have the credibility to speak on these things." If that's the case, and if you know that, then why are you
What are you
doing
saying?
this?
What are you talking about? What are you doing over here?
Why are you doing this?
I didn't like the correlate. Like when, as soon as he brought in Chris Hero, I was like, all right, what's this guy doing?
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the greatest wrestling minds that we still currently have, and you brought him into this, and I was like,
Sit down, schools in session to Chris
yeah,
Hero.
to
Like,
Chris
hold on,
Hero?
hold
Hold
on,
on. You said schools
hold
in
on.
session to Chris Hero. That's crazy. But that is just like how even in the clip, he's like, Chris Hero, let me tell you why, blah, blah, blah. We're friends. You could have hit me up, blah, blah, blah. But then he's like, all you guys are jealous of me. I'm like, so are you including Chris Hero? And also, are you including a bunch of other wrestlers who were in that tweet saying, fuck off, Peter? Like, so all of those people are
Yeah,
jealous of you?
yeah. So of course, if you don't have the context, Chris Hero tweeted a joke about what Rosenberg said, where he basically tweeted in the same tone as Rosenberg did. This is why I tell wrestlers all the time, you don't have to do bumps. It's not worth it. And
Mm-hmm.
I could tell he was joking. Cause it just seemed like a joke. And so the fact that he then got so upset at that was like, well, you could have sent me a message. No, the problem is you're too soft to say. It's like, well, whoa, 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 whoa.
Why are you going there?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. And then saying that like, hey, again, school's in session to Chris Hero. Like, hold on though. Like yeah, but this is again, this is why I'm like, when you get in this spot where it's just like, well, who are you guys to even talk to me this way? It's not, you're not seeing how absurd these things are and just how absurd the conversation is. You're just mad. And so because I'm mad, I'm going to get on and rant. And bro, it happens all the time. But yeah, everything about it, I was like, no, I don't think this was it. I don't think you needed to do that.
And he
Uh,
keeps having the don't you guys can listen to me, like I do have credibility. It's don't be mad that I work in WWE. I'm like, but WWE plays a big role in the tone and what you're saying here, Peter. So that has to be included. You can't be like separate this from
yeah.
this. We can't separate this from this.
I, there was a lot of things he said in this rant that I was just like,
Can't separate this from this, Phil.
there's political connects here, and so I
Oh,
can't. I don't want to. There's certain things I don't want to say here because I don't want it to look away. But nah, it was certain things he was saying. I was just like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. And again, as somebody that look, I get it. I get that he also has unfairly taken a lot of heat for things that he has accomplished. Like I said
yeah.
about him being hot and like how long he's been there. It doesn't matter how long he's been there, he's still gonna have certain things that people hold against him. You know, you're a white guy in the hip hop space, so some people are going to try to uh, diminish your credibility because of that. Or like the latest thing of, you know, you're an out of towner on a New York radio station. You're not really one of us. You're not a New Yorker. You're an outsider. And I think that's really a big part of this whole conversation with Dives and like you
Same thing.
being at WWE. You are still considered an outsider. You're not a wrestler. You're not somebody that worked in creative in wrestling. And because of that, like some people are going to diminish your credibility because you're still seen as an outsider. And then on top of that, you're representing a company that a lot of people hate. And so for some people, you're the voice of everything they don't like about wrestling. So for
Yep.
you to be the guy saying, don't do dives, they don't want to hear that. And I think he's missing that part of it. And it might not even be that he's missing that part of it. It might be that he also resents that part of it because it's like,
Yes.
well, y'all like you indie dorks, you Twitter guys, like who are you to talk to me? I've been in rooms with wrestlers. I've been in locker rooms. Like I know stuff that they're saying that you guys don't know. And all those things are very true, but at the same time, you gotta read the room too. You gotta see like what it is that people are like not feeling about what you're saying.
And if you know wrestling and you've been in these locker rooms and you've been in these places, you would know that wrestlers don't want to hear this. Like wrestlers do not want to be coached by outside random people. They don't want, and you said kill dives forever. Like get them out of here. Dives are not worth it. I feel spot foo flipping and spinning king. I laughed out loud. I was like, wait, people don't like dives? Who the fuck am I? What do I represent? Where do I go with this? Because like I love dives. I never want them to stop. And I wrestling that I love and exists, it runs off a dive. So I was just like, I don't really understand why this thing is being casted over. But yeah, that's kind of where I landed of like, I know wrestlers too. I be backstage. I talk to them and they don't want to be coached by some random dude.
Buddy, let me tell you, if you're listening to this podcast and you're a fan, um, that is absolutely a faux pas behind the scenes in those circles. They do not want to listen to people who have never gotten in that ring and have never risked their life, who have never taken a bump, tell them what they should and shouldn't be doing. They do not want to hear that. And I'm not saying that as somebody that's speaking on behalf of wrestlers. I'm seeing it as somebody that has seen wrestlers react to other people doing it. They do not like that. It's no, no. And that's why I try to be very careful with my criticism of what I see
Yep.
because it's like, look, it's okay to critique the wrestling. It's okay to say I don't like something or this wasn't for me. But once you get into, hey, why are you doing this move or why is this wrestler doing this thing? I'm not a wrestler. I have no right to get on this microphone and tell them what to do. That's just not what we do here. And again, they do not want to hear that. They do not. Some of the maddest I've seen wrestlers be in like candid situations is stuff like that. They do not want to hear that.
You know how many times I've heard, and this motherfucker tried to tell me a million,
Mm-mm.
a gazillion. That's all you ever hear from wrestlers. Like they don't want to hear that, dog. There's so many things that are going to their brain. They're trying to see if EO's okay. There's all this connected to it, and you're like, just get the dives out of here. What are you guys doing? No, nobody likes dives, and I'll be coaching people in the PC if they'll sit down and listen. Just too many missteps. That's it, Peter. You can critique. I think that the kind of focusing in on a part of that too, of being like, I can't say anything anymore. No, that's not what anybody was
That's
saying. Like you
not
can
what anybody
critique,
was
you can do
saying.
all the things that you want, but there's a line of where you need to be.
That's yeah. That part of it was a bit funny too when he was like, "I can't
Mhm.
even have an opinion, guys." And it's like, well,
Yeah.
nobody's being upset about you having an opinion. You phrased it in a way where you were like, "What? Yeah, I've told all these wrestlers that'll listen to me. Like, why are you even diving? Like, no, back up a little bit. Just a few steps. Back up a little bit."
That's it.
Um, and so yeah. Somebody's gonna hear like the first 40 minutes or so, and it's like, oh man, who are these guys? Who the fuck these guys think they are? Um, but man, I just as somebody that because again, I don't dislike Rosenberg.
No.
There are certain things he says and does that I disagree with, but from afar, I just was just like, no, no, no. At every step, he kept doing things. I was just like, nope, nope,
Mhm.
don't do this. It's not gonna help you at all. This is just going to add to this perception that people have of you. And I'm sure there are other people that are on his side and they agree with him, but I just don't think it helps. It's the same thing like when he had that reaction to Alvarez and he was going back and forth, and I was just like, nah, maybe don't do that. I just don't think that has the. I don't think that's the best look for you. But hey, man, he can do what he wants, man. I
And
just don't know why you
Phil,
would want to.
I know you're not a big Evolve watcher. I know that it's not in your lexicon of spots. You don't really be pulling the Tubi up, but I'm sure you've seen clips of it. I'm sure you've seen stuff around the internet. My homie Starboy Charlie, shout out to him, just debuted there, became the WWE ID champion. Got a big match coming up against the Evolve champion. And in his first match, he did the fucking moonsault over the rope to the outside. He did a big shooting star press. Marcus Mathers is out there. He does some big Jack Cartwheel be fucking flipping and spinning all over. There's dives all over that show, is what I'm saying,
Yes,
and that's the
yes,
one that he
uh,
commentate on.
yes. Evolve is
It's Evolve.
evolve. Evolve is well, not just. I mean, Evolve started as like an small indie promotion, right? But what Evolve is trying to be is it's trying to be like this simplified, no frills version of wrestling, the same way that NXT was. It's mimicking indie wrestling. You're commentating a show that mimics indie wrestling, and you'll be like, these dives though, like nah. Again, there's some bits of self awareness that are missing here. Um, yeah, and there's a bunch of wrestlers on Evolve that I see things for them that I really like.
Yes,
Like Kendall Gray is making a move to NXT. I think Kendall Gray is
killer,
fantastic. I keep singing the praises of Callie Armstrong. Seems like she's moving up too. She just had the vignette.
amazing.
Um, Jack Cartwheel's down there, like you said, Starboy Charlie. Yeah, no, it's some talented wrestlers down there. I can't say that I watch it like that, but like, yeah, that's the other. Every time he does this, the voice of Evolve thing, I'm just like, I guess.
Like you're not wrong. Like that. It like your voice is on Evolve. You know.
Yeah, it's just a lot of give me my respect stuff from him that
Yeah.
I'm just kind of
Right.
like you don't have to do that, Pete. Like you're Peter Rosenberg. Like you've been in rooms I'll never be in.
You
You've done
you
things
sat
that
down
I
with
will
Hove, dog. Anybody that sat down
yeah.
with Hove, you can't be talking like this. Is how I feel. There should be a
Yeah,
rule.
you've been in rooms I'll never be in. You've accomplished things that a lot of people in this industry have never accomplished. Like you don't need to demand respect from people.
It's fine.
especially on the internet, because the internet is the fucking wild wild west. People are just people are just gonna be mean or just make jokes and do stupid stuff on the internet. Why are you doing that with internet people? Like,
That's the goes for. It's not just Peter too. We talk about it pretty often, Phil, because some people we know are it's that, and it's like the internet. Even if you win, you don't win, dog. Like you got them, you didn't get them. You
you
got
can't
nobody.
you can't reason with the internet, man.
No,
Like you lose every time doing
you
that.
lost.
You can't do that.
You lost. Like even if you're
You can't do
even if
that.
you think you're frying people in the comments, you did it. You weren't. No, it's not. It's not working out for you. It's not the thing. We're big Peter Rosenberg fans, man. What we do, he laid the blueprint for a lot of it. So like, Peter, just chill, bro. That's it. That's all.
He said something pretty egregious that I was like, I'm not the person to respond to that. But I heard it and I was just like, I don't know about that, because he was like, me and Sam Roberts birthed a lot of these content creators in the
Hold on.
industry, and I
Wait,
was
hold on.
just like,
Hold on. Rewind.
wait a minute, and I was like, I don't want to be the guy that does this, but I was like, there were a lot of other people, that like are the influence on what me and you do or what other people do. I was like, look, I get it. Everybody want their credit. Everybody want their respect. But
Weeks ago, you were weeks ago, the homie was discrediting Dave Meltzer, and then to say something like that, it's like if we're talking about influencing and podcasting in the wrestling space, and then Meltzer doesn't count. It's like I don't really. Where's the line? Who counts? I don't know how this runs anymore over here. And like, you could think you're the first, but like, what did you guys birth? Like, who are your kids? And like, they're a bunch of yelling incels.
I will just say this, and this is again, you got to read the room, the self awareness part of this. You're speaking as Peter Rosenberg and Sam Roberts. Like, yeah, look, y'all got it. Like, y'all do big numbers, y'all have big audiences, but you're speaking on behalf of a different audience. You're speaking as a different kind of content creator.
Yes.
No, like you cover one specific style of wrestling, and you're like, we birthed everybody. No. You don't even cover all wrestling. So no. No.
Oh man, we should probably move on, huh?
Gonna dig this hole deeper. I'm gonna get a phone call like, "Hey, man, why you say that?" And it's gonna be
What you
like,
were saying? Heard your little pod today. I love getting one of those calls.
I've gotten a few of those where I'm just like, you know,
It's all
yeah,
from
but
love. It's not like we're talking about like JD from fucking New York, that loser. You know what I mean? Like, there's lines. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't,
I don't know,
care.
Phil.
I don't know. I just that's another in that the internet conversation. The internet don't matter, and it'll be like, hey, these internet people don't matter, but then WWE is putting all these internet people all over their show. They're putting reactors all over their show. They're talking about people from the internet on the show. Like after this whole Pat McAfee thing, he did that thing where he's talking to his phone and tagging all of these internet people. Like
And I show speeds in the background. I'm like, you guys, I don't know what do
bro,
you guys think the internet is?
bro. One of the guys you keep trying to push on us and tell us is a big star is an internet guy. Logan Paul is an internet guy. Like, I just
1,000,000%, 1 gazillion%. Everybody you're pushing is the internet. That's it.
dog. I could just go on and on about that whole argument about the internet wrestling crowd and why, bro. We can make a strong argument about how wrestling coming to the internet saved the industry. We can make a
Absolutely.
very strong argument. I mean, the existence of AEW, the existence of a lot of things that inspired AEW came from the internet. AEW as a whole is a very online wrestling company. The guy that has been in your main event scene for the past 3 years that won 2 Royal Rumbles was highly impacted by internet wrestling.
Highly impacted by internet wrestling. These guys built a campaign to start a wrestling company on the internet.
Dog. The guy that is your current WWE champion that has been a big part of your main event scene, he wouldn't be there and he wouldn't be in the position he's in without the internet.
Yeah.
It just
If the internet didn't matter, there wouldn't be any Cody. That's just like
No.
You can say that for a lot of names.
No. And if you think that I am exaggerating, what did he do when he left there? He got right on the internet and put that list of all the indie wrestlers he wanted. Went to internet company, What Culture Pro Wrestling, had matches. Went and did stuff with the Elite. All of their stuff very online, YouTube and all.
BT.
Dog.
Yep.
Dog, none of this would be happening without the internet. None of it. Dog,
That's legit it.
We really want to get into the weeds. It didn't just save the industry. Like, it saved that company.
Yeah. 1,000,000%. 1
And
million.
they know it. That's why they keep
Dog,
talking to the internet.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like this SmackDown we saw on Friday, Phil, they were running in real time off of what they were seeing on the internet. Like they were addressing that shit in real time. They're online being like, oh, they don't like this shit. Send Cody out to talk to him. Who is he talking to if Cody's out here?
Dog, they have a ticker on the show telling you to tweet. They have the hashtag on the show.
Been there. It lives on there.
telling you to tweet. They share tweets on the show. They share reactions from people that do reaction videos on the show.
We've had some of our friends have been on the show.
Boy, I hate to tell it. I hate to tell you, all you goldfish out there, you're in water. You are in water.
Wait, what is this? Where am I?
You are in water, buddy. I hate to break it to you, but buddy, you are in water.
I mean, some people just think they're on the shore at that beach, but no, you're in the water with this G. Like you're in here.
You are deep in the water. Nah. What is it? That commercial that come on all the time? The water. You're in there, buddy.
You are deep in there too. You're not just in there. Like your feet aren't in there. You're swimming, dog.
The water.
You're wading, as they say. Wade in the water. That's you.
Yeah, bro. You're in there, buddy. I'm sorry. Let's get into some of these super chats and we'll get into some of these wrestling topics.
Absolutely. Shout out to everybody for sending super chats, humper chats, and existing in the world and listening to our little. That's not a rant, Phil. That wasn't really a rant. That was just some discourse.
Come on, show Rosenberg. Come on, man. Always welcome. Come on over here, man. It's fine.
We've been saying this for a long time too. Like we want to talk to Peter. You sat down with Hove. I don't care what none of y'all say. I got some questions.
Come on over here, man. Come on, man.
Would you, after hearing what you said, Phil?
What?
Like, would
his
you
rant?
come on this show after what you said about his rant?
No, because none of it's personal.
Exactly.
None of this is personal.
Why?
I just disagree with it. I just disagree with certain things he said. That's all.
Exactly. That's where I'm trying to land with it. I want people to know none of this is personal, dog. We're just talking about wrestling again.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people I really like, and they make content that I don't like, or they say things that I don't agree with. It's cool.
And we're not dumb, you guys. We know that there's people that say the same thing about us. I
Hey,
guaranteed.
there's people that like us that don't like our content or don't like our takes. There's people that don't like us and don't like our takes. I think I'll be okay. I think I'll live.
There's people that like us and don't like our content. There's also people that just don't like us and don't like our
I,
content.
listen, I'll be all right.
I'm sleeping fine, you guys.
Hey man, and when I'm not sleeping all right, it's not because of that.
It's not because of that. Not at all. When my
It's
sleep
not
schedule
because
fucked up, it's not because of the IWC, as they say, Phil. I'm just like, damn, I drank too much coffee at 7 p.m. Oh man, y'all are funny. What's up with y'all out there? How's everybody doing today? I'm liking this energy. I'm loving I I like that there's discourse off your opinion that you say you can't have. Like we're talking like it's discussion. Everything is a thing, you guys. That's it. That's all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bro was like, yeah, and you could have just called me and had a conversation, Chris Harrell. No, I'm not gonna have a conversation with you about something I've done for a living and you didn't. What? No, no,
Hey,
I'm not doing that.
hey, expert in this field. Why didn't you call me to discuss why your expertise that I'm not an expert in? Hey, master in this field, why didn't you call and have discourse about the thing that you're a master in that I'm not? I don't. That's not how this works, you guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that part was very funny. I was like, I don't think
Sit
that's how
down
it
and
works.
listen. So, go to school. The schooling thing. I'm like, this is crazy. We've crossed into a
Schools
different
and
universe, a different plane. I don't want. I want to leave.
yeah. Ooh.
Okay, super chats. Could you click on the super chats, Phil? Appreciate y'all. Y'all are great. Y'all are the best.
uh,
The homie hoops coach W says, "You guys going to Double or Nothing? What matches are you hoping to see there?" I need to get the specific date. That's like next month, ain't it? This Vegas thing is about to eat my life, eat everything that I
listen, man.
know. So I don't know if two of those things are on the horizon. But Phil, where are you standing?
I want to go. I don't think it'll be plausible now that I am probably not even probably I am going to Vegas. So if I wasn't going to Vegas, I was planning to go to Double or Nothing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off both, but we'll see.
Vegas. I guess the matches. We'll get into it when we start to talk AEW because like Kenny and Max, I don't know where I'm standing right now. I don't know what's gonna. I don't know what the match. Who's gonna win this weekend, honestly, and that's kind of a good place to exist in. So we'll get into to what matches we kind of want to see there because like the main event could potentially be like MJF and Darby for the AEW World Championship, which I think would be dope, or something else. I don't know. So there's a couple of ways that they can go for that big show though. They need to load it up.
Yes.
The homie Van Twinblade says Jericho is back. Sadly, kicks rocks. Those Spider-Man trailers look fire. Jean Grey being played by Max from Stranger Things is a good choice, in my opinion.
I don't know if that has been made official, fan, that that's who she's playing,
Mm.
but the Spider-Man trailers do look cool. Um, yeah, we'll get into Jericho in a second. Let's get some of these
Yes,
other super chats out of here first.
absolutely. A little MT Shocker. Shout out to little MT Shocker says, so Angel Reese got traded. What the heck? Yeah, we talked a little bit about it to start the show. Phil is still very disappointed, and yeah.
Yeah, uh, yeah, very random.
Van also says, also, you guys remember that Guy Ritchie movie, The Gentleman? It sounded like some Ish the Toddlers, the ones who wrecked McConaughey's farm, would have pulled while recording themselves and putting it on YouTube. Who wrecked McConaughey's farm? I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think I have seen a
No
gentleman
idea.
though. That's a good flick.
Yeah, I was watching Bad Boys 4 yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun. A lot of cartoonish action in it. But it was cool."
They keep putting out new videos of Martin to be like, look, he's good, everything's fine, and it still doesn't look good and it doesn't look fine. And I just don't know what's going on. I'd like a full explanation because like every time they're like, look, he's back, he's boxing in the
What,
gym,
with
and
his
I'm
health?
like, yeah, with his health and like everything going on, I'm like, I don't know because in that movie, it's like he wasn't all Martin, and like that's part of the reason why it didn't hit as hard for me. And I just want hope the homie's good, honestly.
Yeah, there's a very specific part in the movie that he did something that was really, really funny. I don't want to spoil it, but really, really funny, man. It was like Will Smith is like he's like having a panic attack, and like he's like completely not paying attention, and out of nowhere Martin just slaps the shit out of him. It's so funny.
A slap to Will Smith. It's layers to that, Phil.
Very funny.
Ryan, the homie Ryan K. Lamb says, I take my wrestling advice from Peter, not Hero. LOL.
Yeah, that whole everything about that was you gotta see the humor in a lot of these things, and
It's so funny, dog.
I think that's where we get lost when people just get into how dare you mode. It's like, well, hold on.
Hold on.
Some of this is really funny. Like, I think if you like take a step back, this is actually pretty funny.
Like
But
thinking of a wrestler saying Chris Hero and Peter Rosenberg and being like, "Move aside, Chris. Let me hear what Pete thought about that." Is like, what? What do you
no, maybe not. That's cool.
move aside, Chris Hero? Range of Motion says, I appreciate you gentlemen helping start the week. Yeah, appreciate you for pulling up, my homie. It feels good to kind of start the Monday like this, let it ease into there. Another big wrestling week this week.
Yes. Uh,
The homie Coffee Black says, really feels like the Chicago sports gods sacrificed Chicago basketball to give us an all-timer of a Bears football season. You feel the same, Phil?
great season. Had a lot of fun, but I've had highs before, and then the lows come immediately afterwards. So
Yeah.
I
Man.
want to be careful about how excited I am, because that was a lot of fun, man. But could always go the other direction.
Yes. Shout out to the homie Aaron Busby. Talked to Kendrick today. The Buzz 408 says, sup fellas? I'm for sure skipping SmackDown when it comes to my city, San Jose. 3 hours this week. 3 hours of BS is not where I want to be on a Friday. Phil, they, Busby isn't the only one. Like I hear people saying this. I hear WWE fans saying this, like if they're coming to my city and like it's not worth it. Like what's going on here? Like it's WrestleMania season. Like it used to be like I remember a show came to Bakersfield in February when I still lived there, and it was WrestleMania season, and I was like, this is the coolest thing that ever happened to me. Like I can't believe we get like such a close to WrestleMania show. And like WrestleMania is in 2 weeks, Phil, and people are like, I'm chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually when WWE comes here, if I do go, it'll be to like a pay per view or something. I don't really do the TV tapings for WWE that much anymore because I just kind of know what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of like standing around. It's going to be a lot of like the ads and all the rest of this stuff. And not really for me. And then you're talking about 3 hours of SmackDown. Oh,
That's a long time.
it's a long show, and it's going to be even longer if you go there in person. I don't know. Yeah, I've seen quite a few people that feel that way, but we shall see. The SmackDown this week was not a great. It's not a great way to get people interested in coming. And I mean, there was a lot of people at SmackDown. There's been a lot of people at these shows in general. They're not hurting to sell tickets to these shows. It's just
No.
kind of think that's part of the problem.
Yes.
Um,
Hmm. Big part.
but yeah, SmackDown this week was not well received to say the least.
Some are saying one of the worst episodes of SmackDown in history, honestly. And I was like, damn,
And
that's
this,
y'all are jumping out the window. That's crazy. But then I watched some of it and I was like, you know what?
yeah, it's coming off of like a terribly rated episode of SmackDown recently as well. Like I feel like the last few episodes have been kind of like, what are we doing here? And this is on the road to WrestleMania.
This is the road to Phil, and also like post Road Dog too. It's been worse after him. Like, what's happening?
Yes. But yeah, we started the show with this Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes segment. And this is coming off the backs of a very odd Stephanie McMahon Cody segment as well.
Phil.
The the Raw segment was
Oh
before we
my
get
God.
into this McAfee thing. We got to get into the Stephanie thing just for context because
Dog.
Cody comes out on Raw and then Stephanie comes out and addresses him and tells him like, you know, this is a different Cody Rhodes. You know, you have to like get mean basically. You can't be the same Cody Rhodes if you're gonna face this Orton. And you know, she got into, you know, your dad knew when it was time to roll up his sleeves and when it was time to get his hands dirty. And with all due respect, you're not your father. And that's when we got a very odd line on WWE television of Cody telling her, well, with all due respect for you, you're not your dad either. Ooh, and it's just like, well, wait, based on all of the things this guy's been accused of and the fact that
I would
he's not
hope
on the
so.
show anymore, wouldn't you not want her to be like him at all? Like the part of the reason why she was CEO when he was gone is because they wanted somebody that was not like him.
Yeah, the trying to form that as a diss in this climate just didn't really.
Yeah,
hit.
that
You're not as good as your dad is. I'm like, I hope you're nothing like him, Stephanie. I hope you don't have a single trait like this guy because he
yeah, that
sounded
was
like a horrible gentleman.
yeah, that was very odd. And then you know, this was a very confrontational segment in a
Mm.
with no physicality, which was very strange. And so, and not saying I wanted him to put hands on Stephanie McMahon,
No.
but just like the tone of it, the way that he grabbed her when she was walking away, like, "Hey, come back here! I'm not done with you." And he's like, "Stephanie McMahon, I got 2 words for you. Thank you." I was like, "What?" So you're creating a storyline from the Raw segment of, you know, the story has been the same for the entirety of this feud since Cody won the belt back. Randy is not gonna play with you. Randy is like, we know how he gives it up. We know how he behaves once he starts listening to voices in his head. Once he turns heel, this is a different animal. You can't just go in there and treat this like all the rest of the matches you've had since you've been back. If you treat it that way, you're gonna lose. Perfect. You've got tons of history here with Cody and Randy from them being a stable together, from Cody really turning on Randy and the demise of the Legacy stable. And there's so many things you could play off of. Cody's time away, Cody's return, and you know, the podcast they did. Like, there's so much rich history you could play off between these two guys. Why haven't we had a segment where these guys have just got in the ring and talked to each other yet?
Face to face.
And that's what I was thinking on Raw. I was like, okay, why is Cody talking to Stephanie McMahon? Why, she's not a part of this. And I get Stephanie has history with Randy. So she's like, look, this guy is crazy. This guy punted me on national TV. And of course, if you didn't watch back then, you don't know that. But that's the underlying history here.
Mm-hmm.
But why couldn't we just get Cody and Randy talking? Why are you bringing Stephanie in as a television character when she hasn't been on TV to be a part of this? I just didn't understand that. But again, nostalgia, guys. Everything gets better with a little bit of nostalgia sprinkled on it. So we get to SmackDown. It's the Randy segment in St. Louis. in his hometown, gets a great reaction. He's continually getting cheered since this heel turn. He is not getting booed, which I suspected was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, Phil, did they tee it up before the show where they like we're revealing the phone guy today? Was that before the show? No. So we're going in just kind of still telling the story of that.
Yes. Orton comes out, does the usual stuff to promote this match. I'm going to win my 15th world championship. I'm not going to do it for any of you guys, though. I'm doing it for me. And basically divorces himself from his hometown because trying to get booed. Mm-hmm. Trying to get booed. Eventually, Cody comes out. He's fighting with Randy. Randomly, Pat McAfee gets in the ring. Even the way he gets in the ring is just kind of like, well, how did I get here? He's like brushing his shirt off. And then he like completely like just kicks Cody in the yam bags. Cody falls down. He continues to get beat down by Randy Orton. Pat McAfee gets on the microphone and
he shoots.
He gets into his reasons as to why he sided with Cody with Randy Orton. I mean, if it wasn't more clear than the fact he's wearing a Randy Orton shirt.
We got it. I can see
so it. He's like, he was like, man, I left wrestling, man. I left wrestling, and at one point they asked when was I going to come back because he's been on commentary, hasn't been on commentary. The question was, when was I going to come back? And he's like, I feel like the business has passed me by. And this is where I initially was like, where are we going with this? Why is Pat McAfee talking to me like a guy that has wrestled for over a decade, that has all this history in the business? Why is he talking about wrestling like it's passed him by? Like we're supposed to feel some way about this. Like,
why am I supposed to feel anything here?
Like, what am I missing here? And he's just like, yeah, I feel like the industry's passed me by. And that's when Orton told me, no, the industry hasn't passed me by. It's just a lot of stuff we're seeing that I don't agree with. And then he got into his whole, I grew up on Attitude Era fans. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this company has abandoned Attitude Era fans. And now we're doing all this stuff. You got a 5'5" guy in here having Iron Man matches. And I don't want to see that. Now, stop right there. Because right after this, I saw people on the internet turning it into, well, look, he's talking to the internet. And if the internet fans are upset about this, it's because it touched a nerve. No, this was bad. This was bad, and it made no sense. It made no sense with what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that, okay, ticket sales for WrestleMania are down. This is still not a sold-out event. We had one of the worst rated SmackDown in recent memory. These are all things that McAfee said in his promo.
Promo.
And you're trying to tell me it's because Attitude Era fans feel abandoned.
Yes, that's why.
In what way? In what way? When has this company shied away from the Attitude Era? When has this company stopped telling you that the Attitude Era was the best era this company has ever been a part of? Look at the video games. They're still promoting the Attitude Era at every turn. Every time legends come back, they make a point. Look, here's this legend from the Attitude Era. That's a big part of why they're trying to position The Rock versus Roman as this generational match. They have never abandoned Attitude Era fans. What are you talking about? And then he's like, well, why are we doing these Iron Man matches with 5'5" guys when we have Randy Orton here? Hey, maybe I missed it. Randy Orton isn't from the Attitude Era.
No, he's not.
And what you're describing isn't on this show.
No.
You're positioning WWE as, okay, well, we're trying to get people to watch by being the wrestling company and focusing on work rate and focusing on all this indie. That's not what either of the main roster shows do.
Especially SmackDown, dog. You're on this show.
NXT isn't even that anymore.
Right. Yeah.
At best, maybe it's a dig at AEW, but that doesn't even make sense when you're telling me that WrestleMania isn't sold out yet. Mm-hmm. Because those aren't the fans you cater to. Nope. So why are you saying you're going to save the business by bringing Randy Orton in? And furthermore, it's not just that Randy Orton wasn't a part of the Attitude Era. In the Ruthless Aggression Era, Randy Orton wasn't the man. Mm-hmm. John Cena was the guy that was the top guy. He was the top star. Randy
Yeah.
Orton was a big star during the Attitude Era, but he wasn't like the guy that was like lifting his company on his back and
Never was
selling out
number
shows
one.
and selling merches. He was never the number one guy. So that doesn't even make nothing about what he's saying makes sense.
Hmm.
And you're positioning it against Cody and saying, well, yeah, you got this guy as champion. And that's again why it doesn't make sense what you're talking about with Randy Orton. Randy has never done the business or been champion during the peak of the industry the way Cody has.
No, not like that. Not at all.
So what do we mean? I think it would have made more sense if you're like, okay, what happened to this company? And this company, like over the past 4 years, 3 years, when it got back to the hottest period it's been in since the Attitude Era, it doesn't
Yes.
feel like that company anymore. I feel like it would have
Hmm.
made more sense to reference those things because
Hmm.
they were making a lot of money. You're talking about the Attitude Era. That was almost 30 years ago. In recent memory, you've made more money as a company.
I'm like, I think they've made more money the couple years ago than they did even in the Attitude Era. So why are we even talking about the Attitude Era? We was just getting money, big money.
And like I said, in those recent times, it wasn't Randy Orton. It was Roman that was number
Yes.
one. And then when it wasn't Roman, it was Cody. So
Yeah.
what do you mean? You're gonna save this company by putting Randy Orton back on top? That doesn't make sense. Nothing about that makes sense. So he eventually reveals, um, I was the guy on the phone, which
What?
after Randy Orton turned heel, uh, they played that video of him on the phone with somebody, and you know, a lot of people assumed, oh, it's probably The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen other theories. Maybe it's Kevin Owens. Maybe it's this person. It's Pat
Ted
McAfee.
DiBiase was a thing
Pat
for a minute.
McAfee being the guy. Yes. Some people were saying maybe it was Cowboy Bob Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Pat McAfee is the least interesting result of all of this that we could have possibly gotten to. Because in story, if you're a person that watches WWE programming, the last time we saw Pat McAfee was as a commentator. It doesn't matter that he's a celebrity and that he was a football player and all these. The last time they saw him, if you watch this show, was as a commentator. So why would you be excited that a guy that was on commentary is now involved in the main event of WrestleMania as this big mustache twirling guy that's behind everything? No, that's not interesting at all. And then on top of it, what I just explained earlier, bro, you've got so much history to rely on with Randy and Cody Rhodes. Why does this feud need Pat McAfee?
This was like the easiest story. It felt like that one was the easiest one to tell because that all Cody ever talks about is how much Randy Orton helped him, how much he
Yeah.
wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for Randy. Randy, he would have never succeeded without the help of Randy Orton. And they were like, but Pat McAfee though, what is like he got to get in there? Yeah, no, and it goes back to what we were saying, Phil, about the internet, the IWC stuff, like. If I'm a WWE fan that only watches the shows and only goes to the arenas, like just like you're saying, Pat McAfee's just a commentator. I don't know his football thing. I don't know his TV show. I don't know nothing. I just know this guy is a commentator. So why is he the authority on this main event story?
Yes. Why is he the guy? And even if you know the other things about him, even if you know he's a football player and all these other things, why is he the authority on what this show needs and what's going to save pro wrestling?
What's going to save WrestleMania? The failing WrestleMania that hasn't sold enough tickets. I'll do it.
Like, what? Like, because if this is The Rock, this is The Rock. This is a guy of his stature.
Yes.
No, Pat McAfee doesn't have that kind of pedigree in wrestling where you should care. The only reason you would care is because he's a celebrity, and I think that's clearly what they're trying to bank on. That's clearly what they banked on multiple times, and I just don't get it. It's not like this is the first time this company has relied on celebrities. That they have
No,
done this multiple times, especially during this time of year. WrestleMania usually has some kind of celebrity inclusion, but it just feels like more and more since TKO took over that they keep trying to chase these viral moments with celebrities, and it's at the expense of their own storytelling. It's not
mm-hmm.
helping them, and I feel like this is yet another version of that. I cannot understand how coming out of 2025 and the main event with Cena and how poorly that main event was received, how poorly the Travis Scott stuff was received, and then you go, you know what this main event needs? A celebrity.
Mm.
No, nobody
Yeah,
liked that Travis stuff last year. It was almost universally hated. Why
it
would you
was.
come back and double down and do the same thing again with a celebrity that some people are even less interested in?
Yeah, yeah. At least like Travis Scott is like still very active, on top, a big music star essentially, and you could try to connect bringing in those fans. With this Pat McAfee thing, he's already established person on WWE. We already know what he is. He's not bringing in a new legion of fans. He's not changing all this. Just like his language, what he was saying was like, but that's not even true though. Most of it was just not true.
Yeah, it's just like I just don't see how you look at this and go, we're bringing in Pat McAfee, and that's like, Travis has a cool factor to him. To
Yes.
some people, he has a cool factor that Pat McAfee just does not have.
Mm-mm.
Um, and that's why it's like it's just different. It's the same with bringing in somebody like Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny has a cool factor to him that somebody like Pat McAfee just doesn't have. And so, yeah, I just don't understand this play at all. I don't understand why you would want to do this. Uh, but here we are, and like I said, the reasoning behind it makes no sense. And I've seen people also make the ties to The Rock because, of course, Pat McAfee and The Rock are friends. When every time there's a leak about The Rock coming back, Pat McAfee's usually the guy.
Mm-hmm.
When The Rock did that interview right after WrestleMania where he was just like, none
Mm-hmm.
of this was my fault, guys. I told them they should have did this. He was talking to Pat McAfee. So
Yeah.
some people see this all as a big red herring. It's not Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee was on that phone call, but he's speaking on behalf of The Rock. Sure, and that could be the long play. But as of right now, this isn't good.
It's not.
It's not good. Even if you're throwing Pat McAfee out there as like the thing to get people to know, well, this is eventually getting us back to the final boss. It's not interesting. It's not done in an interesting way. And
We don't want Pat McAfee to be the bridge between Cody and The Rock. If you're gonna
no,
tell us the story, if that's gonna be the story, people want to see that story, and that's a thing. But Pat McAfee being the reason that we get to it is not what anybody wants.
no, no. And you're at this point now where, again, this is a match people have been asking for since Cody came back. People
Mm-hmm.
wanted this match.
Yep.
This wasn't easy. Why are you overcomplicating it? Why are you adding Stephanie McMahon in it? Why are you adding Pat McAfee in it? Why are you adding all these extra ingredients that you don't need? People just want this match. Why can't you?
Yeah.
This was simple. Just have Randy come out there and cut a promo against Cody Rhodes. Cody
Mm-hmm.
Rhodes comes back and rebuts what he says.
Yeah.
If it's just that you're afraid that, you know, Randy is gonna continue to get cheered and it's not working, he's not getting booed, then why did you turn him heel?
Why'd you do that then? Yeah. What's going on here? I hate how the whole thing, not the whole thing, but a lot of it is like Cody's dumb. Like Stephanie was essentially like, you have to know what Randy Orton is, who he is, what he does. He knows, dog. Like he's been here. He was in them trenches with them. Like he's not a dumb person. He's not a dumb champion. And even what Pat McAfee was saying, a lot of that was just like, Cody knows, dog. He knows what it is to be a top guy. He knows what it is to run. He's not the reason that WrestleMania tickets are failing. Like he's not the reason for whatever this vitriol that you have is going on.
Yeah,
If anything, he's helping it.
it's what I've said before when I keep telling you that it feels like WWE is telling you at every turn, hey, y'all sure y'all like Cody Rhodes?
Yep, that's what it felt like.
Because it's more of this, it's like, and this guy is champion? Oh, you mean the guy that was your top merch seller that was like killing it when Roman was not there. He was the top draw on all of the shows. Like that guy? No, I think you're doing pretty good business with him.
Yeah,
Like
I'd
what?
say.
What do you mean? And so, and it's just more of this pattern. This has been since
Hmm.
what WrestleMania 39 at this point. Every
Yeah.
build to WrestleMania is this guy getting beat up
Hmm. Hmm.
every time. We
Yep.
WrestleMania 40 build. He's getting beat up in the streets of Chicago by The Rock. He's getting bloodied. Okay, come back the next year. He's getting beat up, bloodied by John Cena. Okay, we're back here a year later. He's getting beat up, bloodied by Randy Orton. You, do something different. I think that's a
Yeah.
big part of this. Just do something
It
different
is.
with Cody as a character. A big part of why he's stale is because of the way you're presenting him. And
Hmm. And
adding
around
Pat,
every corner too, it's like the first big thing was Jelly Roll was standing right there. So we watched that footage. Jelly Roll's gonna be there. Then Stephanie's in the footage, and then we're gonna watch this footage and Pat McAfee's in this footage. Like, can we just get these two guys squaring
bro,
off one on one?
just overcomplicating this at every turn. It don't need Jelly Roll. It don't need Pat McAfee. It don't need a McMahon. It don't need any of that. Just they still haven't really delved into their history together.
They
And so
haven't.
eventually Cody Rhodes comes back out later
Hmm.
and uh
He's
yeah,
shooting.
he cut a promo. The report is that he came out there after he asked to be able to cut that promo, and then he
Hmm.
was shooting from the hip. And I think that this made the Pat McAfee stuff even worse because
It did.
he's just like, yeah, this is just a story between with two guys of 20 years of history. It's just this, and then he gives he's like, this is like if the third person for NWO was revealed and it was Disco Inferno. And yeah, hilarious. For whatever reason, he always has strays for Disco. Hilarious. But this is also, again, where I'm telling you this insistence on nostalgia is going to be the thing that sinks this ship because you're still talking about something that was 30 years ago. Some of
Yep.
these fans don't have no connection to the NWO. Yes, it's this big influential moment. Hulk Hogan, we know the history around it, but that isn't anything
That's not
that
this crowd.
that's not nothing your current audience will connect with. Like
No.
bringing up Disco, your current audience isn't going to connect with a
They
Disco
don't know him.
Inferno reference. I think the best rebut to everything that Pat McAfee said, the thing that would have made him look the most stupid is if you came out and said, "Hey, why are we still talking about the Attitude Era? We did some of the best business this company has ever done over the past 3 years with the bloodline on top, with me on top. And none of that had anything to do with work rate. None of that had anything to do with a lot of the stuff we relied on in the Attitude Era. And this crowd cared. That's what got us back. That's what made this company hot again. And you're
Mhm.
still talking about stuff from 30 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. And all the
I
disses
I
being
just
30
didn't
years
get it.
ago,
And I
just
mean,
too, like you said, like he referenced the NWO. That happened in 1996. He referenced Disco Inferno was happening in 1996. McAfee's talking about 1998 and 1999. These are new fans, you guys. We've transitioned in a
yeah,
group of new fans, and we need to focus on
yeah.
them because they don't know what y'all talking about
That's
here.
that's what we should be focusing on here. And so, I thought Cody's promo was good. He showed a lot of fire. But
Fire.
then you're also trying to have Cody, a guy that has been on top for the past 3 or 4 years, that has won 2 Rumbles, saying, and I know who's behind you, and those guys can kiss my ass too. And it's just like, so now you're against the establishment, Cody, as the guy that has been their pick for the past 3 years. That don't work as the big corporate guy that has been like the face of this company for the past 2 or 3 years. Now you're against the system.
This is
I
like
don't think
Drake.
that works.
Drake
I don't
coming
think
out and
that
being like,
works.
"Hey, the system." I'm like, "But the system has been working for you for the past couple of years. Like it's thrown on your back. What do you mean?"
No, it don't work. And boy, this was all over the place. And like I said, I just keep going back to this was a simple story to build.
Yeah.
These guys have personal history together. This Randy was my mentor. That's it. This is a simple student teacher storyline. Why are you overcomplicating this?
Hmm.
um, the report at this point is that Pat was brought in because the call was made from Ari Emanuel. Um, that pretty much lines up with a lot of what we've seen and just a lot of the usage of celebrities.
Oh man.
But
You know what I
again,
love, Phil? I love executives fucking with the storylines. Executives not in the wrestling part dictating storylines. It's great. That's a perfect way for a wrestling show to go.
yeah. So the Ari stuff and TKO's part that they've played in this, I think that makes a ton of sense with what I've said about like how this company got back to its hottest period.
Hmm.
It had nothing to do with the celebrities that were coming around. It had nothing to do with continuing to reference the Attitude Era, continuing to reference the bygone era. I mean, prime example, when The Rock came back, he said wrestling is cool again. He said the
Hmm.
product is cool. You having a celebrity come in and Pat McAfee and tell you the product is not cool anymore because it's not what it was 30 years ago. And it again, wrestling was cool again. That's why you're here. That's why all these celebrities are here. That's why I'm like the messaging in that don't make sense at all. You got all these celebrities front row. You got Jay Cargill on the Joe Budden podcast. You got all of these things happening because
Scotty's
wrestling is
on the
cool
show.
again. And he's on the show telling you it's not cool.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because it's not the Attitude Era, or because oh these fans want it to be the Attitude Era again. No, they don't.
They don't.
No, they
None of them
don't.
do. 0%. Yeah, this is the show that Lil Yachty was on, and they're like, "This show stinks. We need to go back to 1998." It's like, wait, you're telling me two different things. Speed's on the show, like you're catering to people we've seen, fucking
Bro,
Offset and Quavo. I'm like, what? What? If anything, it's way cooler now than it was then, dog. We were seeing like ICP on the show. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? No shit
bro,
at ICP. The JCW is killing it.
bro. You're referencing stuff that happened before I Show Speed was born.
Yeah, it's legit.
And he's on the show.
He's here.
That's why I'm like, it just everything about this just don't make sense. And well, that's why, like I said, when people are like, "Oh, all these people on the internet that are mad about it is because he's talking to you, or because you caught feelings at what he said." No, it was just bad.
That's it.
It was bad, and it didn't make sense.
Yeah,
And
I wasn't mad because the Attitude Era doesn't exist still. Like I don't. What do you mean? We're mad? When they try to turn it on us, I'm like, what do you mean though? Like the fan,
yeah,
they don't understand what their fan base is still. I think that's a big kind of crazy place to land at too, Phil.
yeah. Every time when you have somebody that is adversarial about the product, it doesn't go over with the fans because the fans like the product.
Yep.
It's the same thing that didn't work when AEW was doing the Dan Lambert stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got a guy coming in and telling all of these people what's bad about the show that they like.
They like that stuff.
And yeah, I maybe all of this is you're trying to get McAfee booed and by extension get Randy Orton booed, but I don't think that works because those people still like Randy Orton. It's not that they're booing Randy Orton because they don't like him. They're gonna boo the McAfee stuff because they don't like it.
And Cody coming in essentially and being like, that's where the Cody promo kind of went a couple ways because he was like, I know who's behind this, like insinuating that it's more than just Randy Orton. So you're not even really getting heat on Randy Orton here. Because if he was
No.
like, Randy Orton did this and I'm going to fucking get him. No, he was like, they did this up here. So it's like, you're not even getting heat on the guy you guys want to get heat on.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Ari. It's like, but what did Randy do though?
Yeah. Uh
And then Randy did that one in that same package where he was talking about like families and royal families and all this, where people started to make the Rock connection. And I'm like, but how did they get to Pat McAfee? Because then another little tidbit came out, Phil, where they were saying this was since Elimination Chamber, they had this plan. So this has been talked about. And it's like, huh?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, this was not good. This was
It's
not good.
bad.
And this is a match that I wanted to see.
Pretty
You took a
straightforward.
match that I was interested in, and I think it was a straightforward way to get to the match. And I'm becoming less and less interested because you're adding all these things that I don't care about. Pat McAfee is a completely unnecessary addition to the feud.
And he's telling you you're dumb while he's here too. Oh, hey, and you're dumb. Like, wait, hold on, man. What's happening here?
This guy that's champion, he's not getting it done. Um, we're not doing what we should be doing business wise with this as champion. You know what the answer is? Let's put the belt on 40 plus Randy Orton. You want me as a fan to connect with that?
And Phil, Randy's gonna get them back. Like this is gonna like Randy's gonna win, and then every show is gonna be sold out after that. Like he's gonna be doing all the shows. He's gonna be on all the Tonight shows. He's gonna be doing the fucking podcast with Wheatley and shit. Like I don't think they understand what Cody represents. And again, I'm like, you guys' priorities are a little on the wrong side. I think.
Yeah, nothing about this. Nothing about this worked for me.
Is Randy
Um,
going over?
it certainly feels like it. McAfee did the internet thing afterwards where he said,
Mm-hmm.
if Randy loses, you guys will never see me again in wrestling. And he tagged all these places like Fightful and all of these internet uh, influencers, wrestling media folks. And I was like, yeah, that makes me think this guy is winning. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're winning, and that's the concept going forward, is Randy Orton winning with McAfee next to him doing this. That sounds awful.
For his big, isn't this a big number for Randy too? Like 16th or 17th or something?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's gonna have to be attached to Pat McAfee. All right. Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yes, Tom. That was the other thing. That's why I was like, why are you bringing up 5'5" guys doing Iron Man matches? And we're talking to Cody Rhodes, who is 6 foot plus. You're talking to Cody like he represents everything that's wrong with like indie wrestling or like this era of wrestling when that's not the case at all.
And like you are talking about some people on your show because there are some Evolve guys, there are some NXT people, there are a couple people on the main roster that fall under your little diss here. So like, why are you talking about them? Like, if I'm fucking Nathan Frazier or Johnny Gargano, the fuck do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, they're not 5'5", but that's who he's talking about.
Those aren't the guys that you're making the top guy though. Those aren't the
Exactly.
guys that you're putting everything behind and giving the most screen time every week.
Mm-hmm. They ain't in the main
Because I mean,
events doing these Iron Man matches that you're talking about.
if that was the case, push Jack Gable in because he's incredible, but he's not getting pushed because he's short. So what are you talking about?
Dog, the big match on Raw is Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, who are gigantic human beings. Like who? Like what? Well, I don't know. What do you mean, dog?
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Redmond said it felt like a shot at Carmelo, but even if it is, they yanked Carmelo right out of the picture. They did the Sandman, got him right off of the stage, and we're going towards Trick versus Sammy. So why are we even like? What are we doing?
And again, to your point, Phil, not main event guys. Melo's
No.
not a main event guys. Nobody that you're talking about are main event guys.
No. 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 Yeah, very, very bewildering segment. I just cannot understand how you think that is going to be the thing that gets people interested in this main event. That's going to be the thing that gets somebody that is not buying a ticket to WrestleMania or is not traveling to Vegas to get them to go. This was not it.
Pat McAfee and Phil, he ain't even wrestling. Like what? like, like I just don't even.
Yeah, it's definitely celebrity overload at this point. It's
It's
just
a
too much.
lot. It's a lot.
You gotta we gotta see the waving celebrities every week. And again, every time I've brought this up, people are like, "Well, they've always brought in celebrities." Yes, but
Not
to the
like
level they're doing it right now, it's extremely transparent that they're trying to go viral and get moments out of having celebrities there. They keep trying to chase what they had with Bad Bunny and all these other things, and it's just so obvious that's what they're doing, and it's not good. Like I said, it's at the expense of their own storytelling. Because when you brought these guys in before, when you brought in Mike Tyson or brought in all these other guys before, your WWE superstars were still the main attraction.
hmm
It's like it's getting lost here, and they're on the same Raw. We got the Yachty Trick Williams thing where
hmm
Yachty was on a platform with Trick Williams, and then Trick comes out and he's cutting his promo and using all these alliterations of ginger, calling Sammy the gingerbread man, ginger ale, and all these other things. And Yachty is basically his hype man throughout the thing. I thought this was fine. I thought it was funny. I thought Trick came off really well.
Yeah,
And it's what I explained before about Travis. Yachty has a cool factor to him.
he does.
Yachty is going to he's going to appeal to younger people
Yep.
in a way that Pat McAfee is not.
hmm
And so him being in this segment is totally different, but because there's such an overload of celebrity stuff, all of it is being lumped together.
hmm
Yachty tweeted his whole taking offense like this is my moment, and y'all feel how y'all want, but
He
don't
got on
step
his
on my
Peter
moment.
Rosenberg.
Yeah, don't step on my moment. And it didn't feel like anybody was necessarily upset at him, but because, like I said, it's so much of this celebrity stuff, you're now getting people that are responding to you because, if nothing else, when you do that kind of thing, people are just waiting for somebody to dunk on, and you got the reaction you were looking for, buddy. Yeah,
Absolutely. Anytime the people outsiders, that's how you know people are outsiders. Because his whole pitch was, "I'm in the trenches. I've been in probably more PLEs than you." Anytime an outsider tries to say, "I'm better than you," the wrestling fans, it's never going to work. Never going to work out.
yeah,
If you try to say you're on a different plane than somebody and you deserve this, no, nobody want to hear that. No, that's not
no,
it. Yeah,
no,
and they being off the backs of that poster reimagining that they did with
yeah,
it's just all celebrities on the thing. I'm like,
yeah.
this is sick.
Him responding to this clearly AI thing, and that's his response. Don't step on my moment.
That's it.
This AI thing.
That's the
That's what
truth.
you're taking offense to. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything about it is just like okay, but like I said, the Yachty and Trick stuff was pretty inoffensive to me.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. hmm
I wasn't bothered by it. I thought most of it was pretty funny. I
hmm
thought that Travis played his sorry, not Travis, Yachty played his role well as a hype man because it wasn't overbearing.
hmm
Um, but yeah, it's just too much. I think that's what it is. I think they got to dial back on
We
some of the
got
celebrity stuff.
jelly rolls here. Yachty Speed is doing angles. Fucking Pat McAfee's over here. Like, dog. Like, again, I understand celebrities. There should be celebrities on the show. It's your biggest show on the year, but like, they're in the biggest angles of the damn show. Like, I don't want it
Yeah,
to be just focused around them. Like, Pat McAfee's in the world title fucking angle. Like,
yeah,
celebrities have always been here, but they ain't in the damn world title angle.
yeah. But I meant to mention this. I'm so glad you said this, Tom. Um, you've got your wrestlers
Tom Brady.
responding to Tom Brady saying how wrestling isn't real and wrestling is not cool, and that's why it has the opposite effect. Like, I don't think you guys realize the thing that worked when you're bringing the celebrities in, like 2 years for the last 2 years or so, is that they wanted to be a part of what you were doing because it was cool and it looked cool again. If you got somebody saying, "Huh, wrestling is fake, wrestling is," and you've got your wrestlers over explaining themselves and responding to him, it don't work. It why do you have to do that?
This is hilarious too. Now I didn't even make that connection. All these wrestlers were mad at Tom Brady. Like they're flipping him
Yeah.
off. They're ranting and shit. because a football player came and said, "Y'all are not athletes. Y'all are not cool. Y'all shit is on some other shit." And then they had a football player come on their show and say, "You guys are not cool. This show sucks. We should change it."
Yeah, yeah. You got Logan Paul being the main guy. Like, hey, I'll fight you. Like,
I
let
mean,
this.
when I was like, "Wait, Logan's defending our honor." Hold on, no, no, no. I don't want him to defend our honor. He didn't earn this right yet.
Yeah, it just everything about it is just it's so counterintuitive to me. Like, I don't see how they don't see that, but I think this is it very much feels like this is the way somebody would try to promote wrestling that isn't a wrestling fan and that doesn't understand the appeal of wrestling. Um,
Absolutely.
and that's what's so interesting about a lot of people saying um, the Danhausen stuff on the show was bad, for example, because like say what you will about the Danhausen stuff, it feels like silly pro wrestling stuff. And I think
Pro
that's
wrestling.
why for some people they laughed at it and just moved on because it was like, yeah, this is just silly pro wrestling stuff. It isn't wrestling trying to take itself too seriously or trying to be something from 20 or 30 years ago. It's just trying to entertain you. And that's all people want to do. They just want to be entertained, man. That's
This
it.
is so funny, Phil, because you're describing it exactly how it is. Like the Danhausen segment, as a wrestling fan, I was not offended. I didn't feel like my intelligence was being insulted. But the Pat McAfee shit, I was offended, and I felt like my intelligence was being insulted. And that's what's so funny about it, because like people are like, "Get this Danhausen shit." I'm like, "This Danhausen shit is fine, dude. Like it fits into a wrestling show." But when somebody's calling me dumb for being a wrestling fan, we're in a different plane. So like, it's funny that these two things exist in the same universe and people think of them in opposite ways.
Yes, yes. And the funny thing about it is, it felt very much like indie wrestling stuff on SmackDown, the Danhausen stuff he was doing. And so for some people, they're not gonna like it. But like I said, for me, I was just like, oh, this is just kooky Danhausen and a celebrity telling me what I should and shouldn't about wrestling.
And I've seen the same arguments that you said, and people saying this maybe it's a red herring, maybe this is that. But we're WrestleMania is in 2 weeks, my G. Like, how are you going to spend this in that amount of time? What are you going to do to flip it? We should again. We only got a couple of TVs. We only got a couple of minutes and time dedicated to telling the rest of this story going into this show in 2 weeks. So it's like we got to get to it. And if they're going to try to tie some loose ends in this next 2 weeks, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Yes. Send us in your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on this show. We're gonna get into some more wrestling topics, but yeah, let us know what you think.
Jeez
You can also send us a
Louise.
humper chat at humperchats.com/fightful.
The homie Minimal says, "What? Fletcher and Mark Quinn out for significant time per Fightful. Injuries fucking suck. Fletcher's out.
Yeah, that was they definitely highlighted on the show last week. They talked about it again this week that he's injured. We haven't gotten official status on him. Um, but yeah, I assumed as much the way they were talking about it that we might not see him for a while. Isaiah
Damn.
Cassidy also cut the promo on Collision, and that made me think we're not going to see Mark Quinn for a while as well. So neither of those reports are that surprising to me, but it sucks because Kyle Fletcher has been so great this year. He just got the TNT title back. We just got the pink strap. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Speedy recovery to both of those guys. Yeah, sucks to hear that. The private party as well just got back not too long ago. So
Oh, I love the energy that Private Party was bringing back, cooking. I was like, oh, this is dope. They had some couple of really fun matches. They're just all of it was great. This is an unfortunate time. Kyle Fletcher was the TV wrestler of the year for me. Like he this just in this fucking 4 months, he's had some of the best matches of the year on television. This is devastating. Shout out to both those guys for speedy recovery to both of them getting back because they were it was a good time for both of them. Fucking injuries.
yeah, I can get the Fightful Select report in front of me
Mm-hmm.
uh, here via Fightful Select. AEW is going to be without two wrestlers for quite a while. On AEW Collision, it was announced that both Kyle Fletcher and Mark Quinn were out of action, with Kyle Fletcher specifically being revealed as an injury. We've since confirmed that Quinn's absence is injury related as well. With Quinn, it was implied that he had sustained a tear of some sort by AEW sources, with another claiming that he was going to miss some significant time. This was just as Private Party returned from over a year of absence. The bad news kept coming. Unfortunately, Kyle Fletcher sustained a meniscus injury that will sideline him for quite some time as well. We're told there are additional injuries that he sustained as well that could rack up this time out of the ring.
Fuck. That sucks, man. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the injury. It was during Aussie Open was wrestling the Rascals on Collision a couple weeks ago, and there was some miscommunication. It looked like Mark Davis might have landed on Kyle's leg a little bit or something, some kind of collision in the ring, and it looked like Kyle ended up limping off. So, fuck, that sucks, man. Because like we're talking about like next up, like I think Max did an interview or something recently where he was talking about like there's 10, 15 guys that like if we made him AEW World Champion tomorrow, everybody would be super excited about it. And Kyle Fletcher's is one of those guys. So like, fuck, when you're cooking like that and you're gonna be sidelined, this is when the mental health aspect of pro wrestling I think comes in, and people should continuously check on Kyle and Mark Quinn of like, Kyle was cooking. He was ready. He was doing these main events. He was feeling like he was about to transition to his next level, and then to be taken out and have to take your wrestling away, and you can't train, and you're stuck at home, and all these things. This is when the mental health weighs heavy on these wrestlers. So sending love out to both of those because it's a tough time.
Yeah. Speedy recovery to both of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Little MT Shocker says, I wonder what we do with the TNT championship, because like we're talking about, Kyle Fletcher is the current TNT champion. I mean, if anything, that division right now, Phil, is crazy. Like the recent additions, I think with like the Rascals, Ace Austin, Tommaso, like there's a bunch of people that could fill that role, but it's just still kind of unfortunate for Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got plenty of options with the TNT title. I don't think that's anything to worry about. You've got such a big roster. You've got so many guys that would benefit from winning that title that I don't think that's a worry at all. If anything, I think you got to go back to Big Ciampa, dog. I think that they took the belt off of him too soon, personally.
Yeah.
I think that would be the play for me, going back to Ciampa.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense storyline wise too, because he's still kind of telling that like the honeymoon phase is over. I need to get back with it, and if he just gets back that TNT championships, get this open challenge shit going on, we lit. Yeah. Ryan Caleb says, "Watch WWE. Add Lawler on commentary with Pat at Mania." What? Why are you doing that?
Yeah. Hopefully, Lawler's health is doing better. He had some health scares recently, didn't
he? Yeah, man. Like, he was saying something like he couldn't talk or something was going on. Like, it was pretty intensive. So hopefully everything's all right over there.
Yeah.
Then the homie Tyrone Kid says, "So when we getting Riho to the Hurt Syndicate?" Because Tyrone's bringing up that recently on AEW television, Hurt Syndicate reemerged and said that they're looking for a young go-hard, a young heavy hitter to join the ranks of the Hurt Syndicate. Got any predictions, Phil? What you think?
Yeah, that was very funny. All of the people saying it's got to be Rio, and people making their graphics adding Rio. Very funny stuff. But I don't think it's a coincidence at all that they did the Isaiah segment around the same time as the Hurt Syndicate segment, and how Isaiah was saying we gotta change things around again. We gotta reinvent each other. I'm hungry, and then they're saying they're looking for somebody that's young and hungry. Probably gonna be Isaiah Cassidy.
And his energy since coming back his promos have been pretty fire. I don't know if he was working on them while gone. He was always pretty charismatic and kind of got it, but there's like an added intensity. There's an added kind of, he understands what he needs to do. So I think that's a pretty good fit there if it is Isaiah Cassidy, because I want to see him in a different way, and I think that's exactly the way to do it. This could work out.
Yeah, they putting on some muscle while they were away, the Private Party, and you know, storyline of Private Party losing the tag titles to Hurt Syndicate. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff they could do with that.
Yes, yes, definitely. I like that a lot. I'm with it.
I believe that is all of our super chats for now. Appreciate you
Mhm.
guys. Yeah, Hurt Syndicate was a big return this week. Wasn't our only big return. Uh, Biggest return of the week. Chris Jericho is all elite still. Um, there was some talk at one point of
I'm shocked.
him. Yeah, there was some talk at one point of him going back to WWE, particularly at the beginning of the year. A lot of people thought that he was going to show up in a Royal Rumble. And then when he didn't, some people thought that he was going to debut at Elimination Chamber. Some people hilariously thought that he was going to be in that crate for some reason. But when that didn't happen, I assumed, all right, if he's going to go to WWE, it'll probably happen after WrestleMania season.
Mhm.
And AEW was in Winnipeg, Canada this week. Uh, that was how we opened the show. Very awkward way to open the show. Tony Schiavone in the ring. The pyro went off, and he's like, "I'm sorry, guys. I was just trying to set up this contract signing segment." Then we get more pyro, and that's when we get Judas. Jericho comes out to the ring and soaks it in, man. Jericho trying to walk around the ring and trying to encourage people to cheer louder was hilarious to me. Um, this is Winnipeg. This is his home. This home country. This hometown, and like Jericho having to try to get a louder reaction there was just very. It was very funny, but then it also just kind of tells you where you are with Jericho
Yep,
because some people were very much ready to move on from Jericho.
definitely.
Um, I won't lie, myself included. I was kind of ready to move on from Jericho. And that's not to say Jericho hasn't been, incredibly important to this company and its first few years. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Particularly the first year, he was very important to getting a TV deal. There's a reason he was the first champion. Um, but yeah, there's been a lot of Jericho stuff that haven't enjoyed over the last
Jericho
year or so.
fatigue, I think, would be a great way to describe
Yeah.
it. So, Jericho fatigue.
Yeah. And then like you had other stuff like that the quote he had about Impact being potentially being second best
I
promotion.
forgot about
Remember that?
that
People were
stuff.
so mad. So it looked like realistically he was done. Like just the
Yeah.
fact that he went quiet for a while, like that quote and how upset people were at that quote, and then for him to just show up like, "Up, still here, guys." It was kind of awkward, and then he tried to at the end. I think it was pretty clear what he was referencing. He got on a microphone and said, "I'm home," and that was it. And I was like, "Where have I seen this before?" Uh, fairly recent too. Oh.
Mm-hmm. 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 Hi guys. I thought he was on his way out, Phil. I mean, all the signs pointed to Chris Jericho returning to WWE. I mean, like, because even in this return here, I was like, he was expecting the pop that he would have got in WWE if he would have went back. You know what I mean? Because he was like, I'm coming back. They're going to be on fire. They've been wondering what my next moves were. We'll do it in Winnipeg. It'll make the most sense. But like, these are AEW fans who don't forget, Phil. You know what I mean? Like, the last time you were here, they didn't like it. No, it wasn't like you were the learning. People were groaning anytime the learning tree
Bro.
stuff was happening. When that music was hit, like you were in a bad place, dude. And like, did he think everybody forgot?
Yeah, he was getting "please retire" chants at one point.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Uh, but yeah, Jericho is back. I don't know what changed. It feels like something on the business side may have changed. Maybe he still had some time left on his contract. So maybe this is just him trying to really get his official on screen goodbye to AEW out the way,
Hmm.
and getting like an actual send off. Because I do think at very least he deserves a send off. Um,
I thought
but
that
I
too. I
don't
was
know
like,
what
this
that
could be
means.
him coming to say
Uh,
goodbye.
yeah, but other than that, I don't know what this means. I would be very surprised if he ends up signing another full time contract because at this point, what is there left for him to do with AEW? Like, I think you could potentially do like something to make this send off or like his last few months or a year or so with the company work, but what else are you gonna do with them?
It's like there's so many angles that people are not gonna like. Like if you start a new faction, Phil, people are gonna hate it. Like if you try to get a young wrestler to just mentor and be by your side, people are gonna hate it. They don't
Please
want
don't.
anybody to kind of get stuck in the Jericho vortex, as they say. So like, what I mean, it is still Chris Jericho. We can't take that away from him. It's a legendary figure. There's still people in AEW that he hasn't interacted with, and there's still some stories to be told. But we have the taste in our mouth from the Learning Tree stuff. We have the taste in our mouth from the Ocho stuff. That was like, what exactly? What's the role that Chris Jericho is going to play in this run?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know at all. I don't know what you would bring him back for at this point, but yeah, very surprised to see Chris Jericho this week because I thought for sure he was gone. Um,
They keep just
yeah,
saying Jericho too. I don't know what that means. Like, there's a couple of things that are happening that I'm like, this is interesting.
yeah, I don't know what that means, but we're here. We're here.
I
Jericho is.
mean, the I'm sure there's some reservations from Chris Jericho's side when he started to look at all the numbers. Triple H is in charge over here. They never really had the greatest relationship. Like, if you go back, you gotta that guy's gonna be messing with your creative. That guy's gonna do this. We don't know the relationship that he has with Cody. We don't know the relationship that he has with Punk. We don't know the relationship that he has with other people over there. He could have looked at the landscape and been like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to do that. I want to stay over here and get this. Or like you're saying, could have wanted the send off. He could want us to not have that bad taste in our mouth as AEW fans. Like, you don't want the lasting image of your career to be people saying, please retire. Like, so maybe you come, make some new memories, and then right off into the sunset.
I don't think any of that matters to him, honestly. I think
No?
I think that if he had to go back over there and work with Cody or Punk or somebody else that he's had heat with, I think he would do business. I don't think he cared about any of that.
Yeah.
I think even like the Triple H stuff, I think if this looked like a advantageous situation for him, he'd be back over there. The only reason I could see him not sticking with AEW and not doing that is because of the money. I think he's clearly set to make more money with AEW, but like if it's just he don't get along with people over there, I don't think that matters. I don't know if you saw this clip that's going around recently of Cam talking about Hove and how he he dropped that sub and
Otis.
nobody even knew it was a sub on Otis. And
Mm-hmm.
when he broke down the line, I was like, only Hove is hilarious because Hove with these double entendres and the way he'll get a sub off at somebody and won't even bat an eye. I
Asylum can be purchased is the funniest part. Like, he would, like, just saying, like, I'll buy all your shit, dog. I don't care. What do you mean?
hilarious. But that's perfectly in line with kind of the stuff I've seen between him and Punk. It feels like these two guys keep subbing each other, but if they had to, he'd go right over there and work with Punk like it wasn't a problem. I don't think it would matter.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm just kind of confused. I'm like, I think Chris Jericho fills a role in WWE. It's going to mean something, kind of how the times are landing. I think he would have got a huge pop. I think people would have liked it. I'm like, did they lowball him? Like I just don't understand why the deal didn't get done. Like, I feel like you would take somebody like Chris Jericho to fill spots and to do things before, he's done. And it seemed like a pretty easy thing, but
Yeah.
he getting big money in AEW. Like, it's a thing. Like, he came over here and started working with AEW for a reason.
The only thing I can think of is a lot of people had their status on his contract wrong. Excuse me. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people were saying that his contract was supposed to be up at the beginning of this year,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that
It's
was
not.
always wrong. Maybe he's got more time on his contract, and a lot of people just didn't know that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was shocked. I'll tell you guys when it happened. I was like, "Well, I didn't even," because the rumors kind of started earlier in that day, Phil, maybe the night before or something. Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp were both just like, "I think
Yeah,
the bro's about to pull up." And even reading those, I was like, "I don't know, man. Maybe y'all are just talking. It's Winnipeg. I
yeah,
understand people having those feelings, but can't be." And he came out to start the show, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess that's real."
yeah. When Sean reported it, I was like, "Oh, we might be seeing him." And so when the show started the way it did, I was like, "Yep, well, here we
There he
go."
is.
Yeah, Redmond's saying that his contract was apparently frozen, which I can believe
Okay.
because they might have added more time to his contract after the fact if they knew he was going to WWE. I don't know, but something clearly happened with the contract situation because I think if it was just as cut and dry as he had no ties to AEW anymore and his contract was up, it wouldn't matter. He would have just done whatever he wanted to.
Right. 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 You think there's a world where AEW was like, we're not gonna let you go and get a big WrestleMania moment?
Absolutely.
Mm,
Why would they?
right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Personally, I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't. It
I
doesn't.
don't think it matters, but I
Mm-mm.
could see AEW and Tony Khan being like, nah.
Like, we're just gonna let you go on a platter like this? Nah, forget that. Like, you got some time left because they've done this before. We've seen them be like, actually, you got some extra. You got to stay up over here. I don't know. I don't think and know if that's the case over here, but it could be.
Could be. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah. The other big return we got this week on AEW Collision, Hikaru Shida showed up to answer the open challenge for the TBS title. Was very excited to see Shida. Had a solid match with Willow Nightingale. Um, she seemingly teased turning heel afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but good to. It was really good to see Shida. I didn't realize Shida's been out as long as she's been out.
Yeah, when they said the number, I was like, damn, it's like 500 days or some shit. I'm like, dude, time is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, she's been out for a long time. So it was good to see Shida again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, good to see Hurt Syndicate back as well.
Yep.
Queen Aminata has been announced for next week's match against
Mm, mm,
Willow
mm.
Nightingale. Very excited that she is back as well because I've
Mm-hmm.
been saying now that Techless champion, got to get back to that feud. So
Yep.
very very excited to see Queen Aminata's name. Uh, I don't know where we go from here on with Hikaru Shida, but it feels like she was definitely a piece that they need, especially with Tony Storm taking some
Yep.
time out. You need some more women that can kind of fill that void. I had to assume Mercedes coming back soon. Mercedes is
Mm-hmm.
officially titleless, guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but
Mm.
Mercedes Moné officially does not hold any championships anymore.
Lost him.
The only belt that she technically has left is the Owen Hart belt. So I have to assume she's going to be entering that world title picture very, very soon.
Yeah, perfect timing, like you said. I mean, if Tony's gonna be out, our biggest star in that division, we need to fill some roles. Bringing Sheeta back, perfect timing. You just feel every time Sheeta comes back, I don't understand why she isn't always featured because she has a huge fan base of people that love her. There, she established something in this company that people want to see her on the show and succeeding. And then you could just get a nice, quick, great 10 from her at any moment in any match. Like she just fills so many roles. So having Sheeta back as another foil, if she goes heel, I think that's perfect for what this division needs right now because they need some strong contenders on a couple of sides, and I think Sheeta totally represents that. Amanada being back for this week's match with Willow is also perfect timing because I think Amanada was cooking into something really good before her injury. She was about to hit that next level. And so we were saying earlier that they have faith in her. They put her in a lot of good situations, give her good opportunities, and seeing her come back immediately in a big spot like this against Willow, I think it's a good sign for the division. And Mercedes, like, the Brawling Birds are in a feud. They announced that Tekla's going to take on Jamie Hayter at Dynasty, and I'm like, they have a lot of super talented women that any of them could be champion, and they all hit hard, and it's all dope. I think we are in a really, really good place.
Yes. Yeah, and you've got the Owen coming up for the women later this year. You're gonna need more women to fill out that bracket. So this is really kind of perfect time for Shida to come back and start getting the rust off before the tournament.
Would you how do you feel about it just happening? Like, there wasn't any build up, there wasn't really like any vignettes, there wasn't any. It was just like Willow's making open challenge, and here's Shida. Like, no, really nothing to. Does it need that?
I think it was a nice surprise, but I do think it would have helped Shida if there was more fanfare because she's been out for so long.
Mm-hmm. Because it's been a long time, you guys. Like, look, like maybe like they know her, nobody forgot, but like just kind of ease us into it so we can be even more excited about her return.
Yeah. But yeah, so far so good. I think they've got a ton of talent to rely on moving forward, and they're gonna need it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think we've got more super chats. We got to get into some of these humper chats because I haven't read any of them.
Yep.
We got a few more super chats.
The homie Aaron Busby says Y2J is that guy that peaked in high school and keeps showing up at homecoming wearing his Letterman jacket, trying to be cool with the YNs.
He's gonna get some relevance somewhere, man. What do you mean? He's still relevant.
Yeah. Let me get a little piece of that. What you got? Busby also says they should have had Pat McAfee be on Oba's side and be a spokesperson the same way Heyman is for Brock, or had him co-host WrestleMania with Cena.
I don't want him anywhere near Oba.
Because the whole thing is
far away.
Right, because the whole thing what Busby essentially is trying to say is like, with the RE edict or whatever they sent out, they're essentially like, Pat McAfee's a big star. You need to put him on the show. Like, he's big on ESPN. We think he's gonna help you guys, so we have to have him in somewhere. So Busby's like, he could have been slotted over here, but like, nah.
Please no. I think that the Brock and Oba stuff has been some of the best WrestleMania built this year, and yeah, you don't need McAfee in there.
Like, Paul Heyman's kind of muddying it up over there too. You know what I mean? I don't even think they need that.
No. Please keep McAfee far away from Oba. We got some humper chats. We got one from Rafael Garcia. Says, the more I think about the Pat call, the more I realize something. Is Ric Flair not doing anything? I feel like that was obvious, but right there answer. Bob Orton hasn't been seen. Ted Jr. or Manu weren't getting the call, but Pat McAfee, yeah, I don't know does Ric Flair still technically have whatever his partnership deal was with AEW?
I haven't seen the advertising that drink in a minute, so I don't know.
Yeah. He wasn't technically on contract with AEW. They had that partnership with him to promote his energy drink. And so I don't know where we are with that. Maybe that's why they can't use him.
I just saw a video of him crying at Charlotte's birthday dinner talking to Jade. I'm like, this is why he ain't on TV. He drunk.
Yeah, I did not see that, but that's hilarious.
He's like, Jade, I'm so excited that you came. I didn't know you were going to be here, but Charlotte really respects you. I'm like, somebody got to sit my guy Ric Flair down. Why are y'all recording him right now? He's trying to give it up to his daughter.
Bro, Listen, the Jade effect is real. I seen how they were acting over at the JBP. I see how they were over there falling over each other.
Cheeky and
Joe cartoonishly falling all over the couch after arm
mhm.
wrestling her. The Jade effect is real. I see it.
This didn't happen there, but there's that photo of like Ish. There's like Ish next to a woman, and he got his feet up in the air, like he's like wilding. Have you seen it?
Yeah. His legs are all spread. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same energy they had when Jade was in there. I'm like, no, I see what's going on here.
Nah, listen, the Jada effect is real, bro. Like I see it. I see how people act over her.
And you see when she stands next to regular people, Phil, you're like, damn. You know, like she just got it, dude. She just looks like a gazillion dollars.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing her up there, it just continues to be just strange to me. It's not that hard to present this woman. When you see how likable she is in that interview and you see how easy it is for her to get casual fans interested, I don't know why they're making this so difficult with her, but that's where we're at.
It's all there, but this is the same company that brought in Pat McAfee to save this storyline. So
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Every time I've shown anybody that doesn't watch wrestling something with Jade in it, they react like, "Oh, who's that?"
yep, she fills a role. I've told a couple of people I work in wrestling, and they're like, "Oh, who's that one woman?" It's happened a couple times, and I'm like, "Oh, I see. No, I see what's going on here." Jade is
Yeah.
something else, you guys, and that's why she talks while she does. That's how she acts like she does because she know.
Yes. We've got some humpers from Humper Chat's regular Tony P. He says,
Tony P.
"Okay, who laced the universe's weed again this week? Fresh Prince taught us a wonderful lesson about how good a father figure could affect a black boy's life, and sadly for Pooh, he didn't have an Uncle Phil, but his real dad." Nigga just got out of jail. That's so wild. His dad was there. That is
Dad was there.
that's crazy.
Listen, bonding
Tony
moments.
continues. He says, "Then you talked about your boy." He says, "Then you talk." He said, "Your boy robbing his boss." Not only that, the contract is you made Gucci sign is void since it was under duress. He's going to be making money off of your boy while you're both getting laughed at in jail. I don't know. What is this contract thing? They made him sign something?
That was the whole thing. Yeah. They pulled up with the guns. They held him at gunpoint. They robbed him, all this stuff. But the main thing was they had a gun on Gucci Mane while he signed signed Pooh out of his contract. Like that's what they went to get him signed out of his contract. And does it work like that? Like this isn't like
No.
casino or something. Like this is some mob shit. Like you can't just hold a
No.
nigga under a gun and be like, sign this.
No, that's not going to work, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to work. Wow. Oh, this gets worse and worse the more and more I hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yep.
Uh, more from Tony P says, "Now was that petty? No, it was stupid. No. Petty is when you're a sex worker and no Christy Noem is a horrible person. So you leak her husband's drag bimbo pics. Plus, it's been fun to see Black MAGA like Chili squirm and Sway get cooked for his BS. Yeah, those whole kink pictures with homeboy. I was just like, take me out the group chat. I don't need to see this.
Yeah. I kept sitting on my timeline and I was like, I don't want to see this on my timeline, you guys. Get this out of here.
Yeah,
What is this?
take me out of the group chat. I do not need to see it, man. Yeah, the chili thing. I was like, yeah. There's a lot of people that voted for this guy, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. A lot of people that you wouldn't expected voted for this guy, and I know this because there's a lot of people that I know in my regular life that I would think would know better, and the way they talk about him is just like, oh, you just don't get it. You don't see how bad this is, and you guys need to see again that the stove is hot for some reason. Uh,
A lot
yeah,
of people just talking about tax breaks, Phil. Like that's where their shit starts and ends. They're like, "This money for me." I'm like, "All right, I get it. Okay,
yeah. A lot of people hate women too. I don't know.
absolutely."
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
A lot of them include women. So crazy enough, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's conversations I had about Kanye recently, and I'm just like, yeah, yeah. Some of y'all just, some of y'all hate women. Some of y'all do not see how bad this is. Yeah. Like this
The
guy.
whole I don't the sold out shows and people on the timeline are talking. I'm like, what? I missed a part. I think.
Yeah. Which I'm not surprised people still support him, but just some of the conversations I've had about him, I'm like, oh, y'all don't get it. A lot of these sponsors are pulling out for this wireless festival. I don't know if this is gonna happen. He might get pulled before this happens because
Pepsi,
Pepsi pulled out. I think two more sponsors pulled out that I saw recently.
liquor.
I don't.
I think maybe Jameson or something like that. I'm like, you losing? Those are big sponsors, dog. They
Yeah,
ain't little guys.
yeah. I would be surprised if Kanye actually stays on that festival by the time it gets here.
I just don't. I'm just like, am I? Is it me? Because I can't. Even the old stuff just can't even hit the same for me. Like I couldn't go to a concert and be like, well, I'll just like the old stuff. Like it's. Uh,
I'm good. I'm good. I've checked out on all the stuff he's doing recently. I don't listen to any Kanye stuff. I'm good. And even when I hear old Kanye stuff that I liked, it's tarnished. It's
it's
some of it I still like,
tarnished,
but
man.
it's absolutely tarnished because it makes you wonder like how like was this ever who this person really was when people are like, oh, I miss the old Kanye. I don't know if there ever was a really old Kanye. Maybe he's always been this dude. He just covered it well.
I listen to the way some people like sometimes Rhyme Fest will talk about it, sometimes like Talib Kweli, the people that were there early, and I'm like, I think he was faking the whole time, you guys. Fuck.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
no interest. No.
Yeah.
No. Homie made a Hitler song. I'm good.
Like dog.
I'm good.
What do you mean? He made a Hitler song and you guys bought tickets?
No, I'm good. And people jumping on some of the celebrities that are there and like having more energy for like some of the celebrities that went to this concert, especially some of the women. Like I saw a lot of people upset at Chloe Bailey or upset at Lauren Hill, and it's just like,
Mm,
yeah, but it kind of feel like y'all got more energy for them than him, and I don't.
damn.
I've seen a lot of weird stuff like that. Like I've seen a lot of people like, well, spending weeks upon weeks trashing J Cole, but then still supporting this. I'm just like, I guess we just think differently because I am not listening to this new Kanye album, guys. I have no interest in listening to it.
Haven't heard one beat, one bar, one nothing, and I'm don't plan on it.
No, I'm good. um, yeah, I'm good. But
Horrible.
teach their own. I'm not coming out here to judge anybody that is still listening to it. I'm just telling you what I'm not gonna do.
Hmm. Nope, not giving my listening minutes to this, dude.
No, no. Oof. Uh, we got more from Tony P. Says the bad WWE Raw was what the hell was that opening? No one cared about the matches. It seemed. Then SmackDown said, "Hold my beer." I was just going to. I'm just going to be a pointless and boring show. Pat McAfee, really? Not only that, the fans loved what he was saying. No, I don't think that the fans loved what he's saying. I just think he went with all of the cheap pops. He brought up the Attitude Era. He referenced nostalgia, and people cheered for those parts. But what he was saying on the whole, I don't think people agree with. I just think that he just went with things to get cheap pops, which is again what's so funny about him saying, "Oh, they abandoned the Attitude Era." No, you've conditioned your audience to care about nostalgia and cheer for specific things. So when he said those things, they responded. When he started doing a what chant, they responded because your audience likes doing a what chant.
Hmm. Austin main evented WrestleMania like 3 years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, WrestleMania 38.
But they hate that. They never bring up the Attitude Era. That's all they ever do is bring up the Attitude Era.
He showed up both nights. He main evented one night and then came back out the next night.
Pat was in there winning, wasn't he?
Bro, The Rock was just a part of WrestleMania 2 years ago.
2 years. Yeah. Wrestling.
They've abandoned Attitude Era fans though. I guess I don't. I guess I don't know. uh, Tony P also says, then it seemed like WWE hit this nigga entry limit for Mania and gave Melo's Mania pass to Lil Yachty. It should have been a sway. Uh, then we got more sad defaults about the Grant case and possibly more wrestling being involved. Sorry, possibly more wrestlers being involved knowingly and unknowingly. Fuck VKM. Yeah, yeah, we got more updates on the Janelle Grant thing. For some reason, people seem to be surprised that a friend of the show, Andreas Hale, covered it for ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
It's his job.
Yeah.
It's his job to objectively cover these things. It doesn't matter if ESPN and WWE have a partnership. I don't know why people thought that he was then going to stop doing what he was always doing. He's been covering the lawsuit and covering these things before that. So I didn't
Yep.
expect him to not to. I mean, even that report about the grades and everything, that's because he was still doing his job and he hadn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
And I would expect him to because he has integrity.
Yep. Like I was like when I saw the article, I saw it before I knew who wrote it. I was like, Andreas probably wrote this just because, like, of course he would. Like that's why they hired him, dude. This guy
Yeah.
is a professional. He's about the story and the business and all that over personal stuff or whatever they think story he's trying to tell. Like if there's facts, if there's stuff that needs to be talked about, he's going to talk about it. Great article there. I mean, the content is every time I read stuff from that lawsuit, I'm just like, fuck, man, it's so degrading and horrifying and all the bad things that you would expect. And it keeps coming out that more people knew stuff. It feels like hella people knew about this, and so it
I mean,
just, man,
yeah. That part isn't shocking to me. I figured as long as this was going on,
yeah,
people had to know.
right,
Uh, but yeah, the Melo stuff is still so strange to me. Taking the belt off of him 2 weeks before WrestleMania, and then having him come out Friday and asking for a rematch. You give him a rematch, and then just have him lose again, which just like cements that he's not going to be a part of this match at WrestleMania. I don't understand that. And then it very much feels like we're doing this double turn. This is Sami Zayn. I don't understand why we're doing this with him. Like, why is he getting booed? It just, again, it's one of those things where it feels like this should be easy, but it's being made more difficult than it needs to be. Trick Williams came to the main roster and got over doing specific stuff as a heel, and why would you turn him? I don't know. He's getting reactions being a heel. Why would you turn him? I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited that Trick is getting the spot at WrestleMania, but it does suck
yeah.
that Carmelo had such a good run as United States champion and you have nothing planned for him.
You saw that clip of Trick talking about his jacket.
Mhm.
I was like, that company, dude. It's just so. So if you guys didn't hear, Trick said he told a story about he wore that jacket that he wears on his
Mhm.
first appearance on the main roster, and he said he came back next week with some different fly shit, and Triple H is like, "Hey, where's your jacket?" And then he said, "He's like, what?" He didn't understand. He's like, "My jacket." He's like, that was just a jacket." And he said he saw like Michael Hayes a few minutes later. Michael Hayes is like, "Hey, where's your jacket?" And he saw Road Dogg, and somebody was like, "Hey, where's your jacket?" And it's like, you're a jacket. Like if WWE, they make you into something and then they hone in on that, and then eventually we're gonna fucking hate that jacket.
It just reminded me that they need young people back there because
Yes,
Trick is looking at it like, oh, I'm
yes,
just coming
dude.
out there trying to wear some fly shit. And it's like, oh, they think this one thing you wore is the thing because that's how wrestlers and wrestling um, creative thinks. He looking at it
Yep.
like, oh, this was just some fly shit I wore. That's what I'm saying. You just need some more young people back there. That's
You're
all.
right. It's like when Hobbs wore the big jacket that one time, and everybody's like, he has to wear it every time now. And it's like, what if somebody just wanted to
Now
wear
that's his
something fly
character.
one time? Yeah, that's everything. The jacket is his life, and it's like, what if he was just wearing something one time?
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's another part of like why the Pat McAfee stuff was the way it was, and why Cody responded the way he did. Because again, there's a bunch of old people back there, and there's a bunch of stuff that we're looking at it like this is historic wrestling stuff. This is a moment in wrestling, but it's like, yeah, a big part of you bringing in celebrities and doing stuff that is relevant to pop culture means you also have to adjust with the time too.
Right.
And I don't
Right.
think they're doing that part of it because they don't have young folks back there telling them like, "Hey man, like a lot of people in creative are 50 and up. Like
Mm.
you don't have no young people in that room, man.
And
You need some. You
also,
need some young black people in this room."
yeah, I say that plays a big role too, because like they're 50 and then they're not cool and have never been cool. So like, what the fuck does Bruce Pritchard know about anything cool? What the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, how would they even know where that lies? It's just like they know they have wrestling brain. They know what they think works in wrestling, and they try to take that to take them to whatever heights they are in. But there's so many blind spots that they just don't notice.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of a lot of stuff they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They just need some. They need some young folks back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just breaking news on my phone, by the way, in my conversation about Chicago basketball. Chicago Bulls have dismissed Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations Arturas Karnisovas and General Manager Mark Eversley. So,
Ooh,
seems like we're
GM.
cleaning house. I assume that this is probably the last we'll see of Billy Donovan as well. We're probably going to get a new coach. Um, yeah.
It's hot out there.
Yeah.
I mean, what you described to start this podcast, I'm like, no, I understand why they said everybody got to go. Get your stuff.
It's time. It's time. That's why when Billy Donovan was talking about, yeah, I might step down. No. We might be able to open the door before you get ready to get your boxings and stuff, dog. Like you could roll out. Like, wait a minute. You try to leave on your own accord? Wait a minute. Hold on, dog. Let me get your stuff for you. Like, what are you talking
Security's
about?
already here to escort you, dog. You know, like you ain't walking out here by yourself. We got you.
What's this? What do you mean? Yeah, I think I'm gonna step down.
Step down. Yeah, all right, okay.
Hey, what do you mean by that? Let's see. More from Tony P. He says, the hunt slash what the fuck. I am indifferent to Jericho's return. I feel the reason for him coming back is because he's seen what was happening in WWE. If he puts his ego aside and realizes less is more with him, he could do fine. No stables, just him is all he needs for real, for real. I don't think any of that matters.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't think he cares about what's going on in WWE, who's wrestling going over there. I think something else happened. Because if you're just looking at it like, oh, they're just doing entertainment, sports entertainment stuff, that's right up his alley. He don't care about that. I don't care. He go right over there and do whatever. He reinvent himself again to stay on TV and be relevant to their product. He don't care. I don't think that matters.
Yeah.
It's more than likely a money or contractual thing, if I had to guess.
Money, because it's all about money at this day and age. Because what, like you said, what does he need to accomplish in AEW at this point?
No, he done it.
Been the champion. He's been on top. Like he's been in all the big matches. Like there's not really anything. Blood and guts, anarchy in the arena. Like he's done everything.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be shocked if he still ends up over there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. This ain't
Wouldn't
it.
be
This ain't
shocked.
over.
Tony also says, LOL TNA. has struck again. I've been harping for a while about how TNA was doing Danny Luna a disservice. Now the last Hooper in the weekend knockouts division is gone. Now it is nothing but mostly ex NXT slash unknown indie ladies doing WWE Divas era entertainment. Yeah, I do think that I've been saying what's happening over there. Why are so many people leaving? And it's a lot of the wrestlers that people are raving about. They're the ones leaving. And I think there's something to that. I don't know what that means. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes over there, but it's happening a lot. And Danny Luna was somebody that people were speaking very highly of. She was doing great. Uh, so yeah, she was the last knockout over there that I had any real interest in. So I don't know what's going on. I think she's gonna end up signing somewhere soon for sure because she's too good of a
Absolutely.
talent to not sign. Um, I continue to wonder, when do you break the glass for Tessa Blanchard? Because you're very clearly not putting the belt on her. So how long are you going to be able to not put the belt on her at this point? Because who do you have left?
um, the wrestling world is lucky that Danny Luna didn't sign with TNA because she gets to sign somewhere else. She is fucking
She's
incredible, you
she's
guys.
great.
She hits hard. She fills the role. She would have been perfect to run their division. The thing that confuses me about this whole TNA thing, Phil, and we've talked about it for the last couple of months, it seems as if all the wrestlers want to stay and help the company. It's never like, fuck this company, I'm getting out of here, I don't want this. They're all like, I wanted to stay, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do this, and they just couldn't meet at whatever that point was. And it's starting to be a reoccurring thing. I'm like, what's going on over there?
Yeah. You've got like litigation with Gail at this point. The
Mm-hmm.
Scott Demore situation. Um, I don't know. I don't. Something's going on, but like it's a clear exodus happening with TNA, and I don't think enough focus is being put on that part because man, I mean, when you look at it, like the last few months, Jake something, the Rascals, before that, Josh Alexander, um,
Ace Austin.
Ace Austin, before that, like it's just been more and more people leaving. I just don't know what that means.
They got a big TV deal. I thought people more they were going to be bringing more people in than they're taking. And I mean, they do have like Leon Slater. They announced that Ricky Sosa is a part of the company now, so they are trying something. But in other areas, it's like, well, you got to fill out the roster, you guys. Like it has to
Yeah,
be to heavy hitters in the men's heavyweight division, heavy hitters in the knockouts division, heavy hitters in the knockouts tag team division. Like you got to fill all the thing up.
yeah. Lyric pointed it out to me because one of the big matches happening in Vegas this year is Ricochet versus Leon Slater,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so surprised that that match is happening.
Yeah.
Um, because it is a big dream match. It is like a match that is gonna get people interested in that show. But I'm so surprised with the relationships here that they're allowing this match to happen. And to her point, bringing it up, it makes me wonder: like, is Leon Slater as WWE bound as we thought? Because I thought like, oh, he's with DNA and they're inevitably going to snatch him up because he's been doing more stuff with WWE. But I'm like, why are they letting him do this show then? What does that mean?
A TNA wrestler that's in kind of a partnership with WWE. We've seen Leon on WWE fucking TV at
Yeah.
this point against an AEW contracted wrestler at the WrestleCon Super Show. Politics as usual. Wow, I don't know how this is. I don't know what's
I don't
going on
know.
there.
I I'm surprised this match is happening, and I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pulled before it happens because I'm so surprised it's happening. But it did make me think when Lyric brought it up. I was like, man, what does that mean? Like, does that mean he might not be as WWE bound as we thought? Because, buddy, if he could possibly go somewhere else, we know it's relationships there. We know like Will Ospreay is friends with him. We know it's certain other people in AEW that's friends with him. Listen, man, I think Leon is fantastic. I think he's gonna succeed no matter where he goes. But bro, That did make me think. I was like, what does that mean?
Listen, there's a reason why this match hits so hard. And if he was over there with the rest of them, you know, wouldn't be mad at it at all. But I do understand. Like, it's so confusing, like you're saying, though, Phil, because, like, at the beginning of it, like I was saying, he's on TV, he's doing these things, he's kind of featured in WWE. But then, like, recently, I know he had some visa issues. I know he was overseas for a minute, but, like, TNA hasn't been putting as much focus as they should. And is this going to turn to another thing like we're talking about with Danny Luna? Another thing like we were talking about with these wrestlers where, like, he's
Yeah.
gone?
Yeah. I wonder what his contract situation is, and who knows?
Because they be signing niggas to 6 months contracts and shit over there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it
You
could
just
be
never
anything.
know. That's why I'm like, I don't know. But if you're WWE, you would be absolutely nuts to not try to snatch this guy up as soon as possible.
You saw what him and Javon did, and you ain't giving him whatever the fuck he wants. Y'all are crazy.
You
What's
should.
going on here?
I'm surprised. I'll be trying to buy him out of his contract,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
like immediately. Like, what are we
Mhm.
waiting on?
Yeah.
If just the hold up is just him being X Division champion, like, I don't care about none of that.
Fucking belt the fuck out of here if that's the whole up. Yeah, like, I don't know. What? Yeah, no, this is like we talk about Leon Slayer, but this is like the generational talent could be leading into those. Like, this is like going to change the trajectory of one of your companies if you fucking invest in them. So I just don't understand why people aren't investing in it.
That's why I wouldn't say that, because it feels like WWE is investing hard. They've put him on multiple main shows. He was on NXT. That's why I'm like, what does that mean? Why would they let him do that show? I just, and it might not mean anything. Maybe they
Might not
just
mean
missed
nothing.
it. Maybe it slipped through the cracks. I don't know.
Maybe it's just fine. I don't know. Nobody knows.
I don't know. Yeah. Then last one from Tony P. He says, then we have Peter really thinking he was on the team and got fried by everyone. Then he tried to rage bait Chris Hero and got cooked more. Love to see it. Congrats to UCLA women's. Protect each other. Fuck Trump. War, racist, fascist, and SAS. Peace and love. Appreciate you as always, Tony. Yeah, the Rosenberg stuff was we talked about
We sure
it. We,
did.
we we discussed it.
Dive gate.
Yeah. Yeah, I reviewed the Sakura Genesis for our channel. If you have not checked that out, that is on our YouTube channel. Did a quick live on Saturday afternoon because I was just excited about this show, excited about New Japan feeling exciting and relevant again.
Hell
And so I was
yeah.
like, yeah, let me get on and talk about this show. I wasn't doing anything else, so I was like, why not? Definitely look for us to do more like impromptu stuff like that on our channel where we just like jump on and stream about something. But yeah, that was fun. Appreciate you guys for pulling up for that. The big news coming out of this is Callum Newman is the youngest IWGP heavyweight champion of all time,
What?
coming off of a New Japan Cup win.
What?
I just knew Suji was winning this match. I'm still stunned by it. I think overall this is the right move. You
Beautiful.
needed
I love
you
it.
needed a heel. You needed
Mhm.
like to really reestablish United Empire as like a faction. And then you've got all this interesting stuff you're doing with Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay completely changed the energy on this show when his match happened and when he came out there as part of that multi-man match. Energy completely shifted in there. And if
Big star.
you're gonna do more stuff with United Empire and Callum and Osprey, that's the right move moving forward because you don't have some of these guys like Naito or Okada passing the torch to the next guy, but you do
Right.
have Osprey available, and you can do like some matches and like some passing of the torch stuff with him and Callum. So makes all the sense in the world. Suji's gonna be there. I don't think this hurts him at
Good.
all.
No.
I think with how much he has made it known he's a New Japan guy. Like this isn't it for him. He got his big Wrestle Kingdom moment. Um, he's still IWGP Global Champion. So you've got some more stuff to do with him. They set up the big gay feud coming out of this. I believe they announced that for Duntaku. Uh, I think they actually announced multi matches for it,
Mm.
Dantaku. While I'm thinking about it, let me
Mhm.
pull that up while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, this people don't try anything, Phil. Talk
Yeah,
about it all the time in pro wrestling. Wrestling companies, it feels like they're scared to fucking jump out the window. This is jumping out the window. When I discovered that Callum did it, won the big one, won the New Japan Cup, then went on to beat Suji for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, I jumped in the air, man. A 23-year-old heavy hitter, somebody that they're invested in, somebody that changed who he is to become a better guy, to become a main event guy, and he gets rewarded for it, Phil. Like, this is what
yeah,
wrestling is all about.
yeah. Man, I was just on here complaining when we reviewed Royal Rumble about like, man, you got young guys, man. What are you waiting
Yes.
for? You don't have to keep telling us it'll be their time eventually. Just give them the
Now.
win. Just see what you have. You don't have nothing to lose right now in New Japan. You're building up a new crop of young guys, and over their last few shows, they've done such a great job of like highlighting those guys. And man, just can't believe it. But New Japan is really exciting again. I
Mhm.
like I said, you could have all your qualms about Suji's title run, but I think that this was the right move.
Definitely.
They have announced the matches for Dantaku on May 3rd and May 4th. Gabe Kidd versus Yota Tsuji is official. Bolden Oleg versus Ren Narita is also official. Unfortunately, we're doing another Aaron Wolf Don Fale match.
Oh God.
uh, Shota Umino, Shota Umino and Takeshita against Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi. Of course, the main event for the second night will be Callum Newman versus Shingo Takagi. Uh, Osprey will be back in action for New Japan, teaming with Inare, Great Khan to challenge for the Never Six-Man titles. Uh, and then Takeshita versus Chase Owens for some reasons on this card. I guess. But the semantics, they can't all be winners. Mystico and Desperado, though. Mystico and Desperado will be teaming up to face Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita. Like, what? Like, this looks like a great card. A few hiccups, a few things like that, but still looks like a great card.
Shout out to New Japan, man. This is great energy. Phil and I talk all the time about the future and wanting some of these young people to get the opportunity and having to invest in what your company is going to become. And it feels like they're going into that. Like the people that are going to lead this company into the next whatever New Japan's going to come, they're here now. They're getting the opportunities. Shota was in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, and Suji won at Wrestle Kingdom, and now Callum's winning as the youngest champion ever. Like they're trying things with people. They're trying to see if you just give them the ball and let them try to run, what'll happen instead of in the future they're ready for this and this and this. It's like just do it now. Let's try these things. The energy after Wrestle Kingdom, I think, is like there's something extra in there, and the wrestlers. You can feel it with the wrestlers. You can feel it with the shows. It's just a really good space for them to be in right now, and fans are super excited about it. I think people that don't usually tune into New Japan are tuning into New Japan, so they're locked in right now.
Yes, yeah. Yudo Ice is one of the breakout stars of the company right now. Knockout Brothers
Mm-hmm.
have been incredible. Had another great match at Sakura Genesis. Um, I was just like completely just like gobsmacked earlier when they put out the logo for the G1,
Mm-hmm.
and it's clearly graffiti, and I was just like, bro, hip hop's influence on the world is just like unmatched, bro. Like just to
Mm-hmm.
see it, just like to see like the Street Fighter 6 logo and like all of the stuff around Street Fighter, and it's clearly hip hop, and to see this like this is all the way in Japan. Like this was like a small thing people were doing in a park in New York at one point, and it's worldwide. Like that is just like
Yeah.
it still blows my mind, man.
Yeah, like we get excited about seeing graffiti still. We get excited about the aesthetics of what we love being mixed into the other thing that we love. It's crazy
Bro,
to think about, man.
It's about crazy. I mean, just
Mm.
our podcast and just like our podcast logo, and you think of like this is just something we want to do as
Yeah.
something as a presentation for our podcast, and like this is New Japan, and they're
So
using
you
that
saying
for.
New Japan Biden? No, I hear you. I got you.
No, I'm just saying like this is New Japan, and they're using like graffiti for like their most prestigious tournament. Like that's
Yeah.
so dope, man.
Yeah, super hard. Super dope. Still having huge FOMO because you guys are getting that show, but I'll get over it. It's fine. I'll get over it.
Yeah, yeah. They announced the dates for it already. Of course,
Mm.
the G1 is going to start here in Chicago, now Arena. Um, yeah, just crazy times, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, New Japan, fun to watch again. If you want my full thoughts on that entire show, that's on our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I don't know why you aren't. You should
Subscribe. What are you
be.
doing?
Subscribe for things like extra views. Our interviews are all over there. Like I said, we'll probably continue to do more streams and stuff like that over there in the future.
Yep. Shout out to Phil getting his New Japan on. Shout out to the homegirl Maya who we interviewed recently. My cousin brought up the Tekla interview he watched. I'm like, yeah, no, get onto the Grapsody YouTube page, baby. We got some fun stuff over there.
Yes, yes. Yeah, somebody was just talking to me about Tekla, and I was like, I can tell like people really like Tekla because at one point, all of our top content was all Tekla content. Like all of our shorts from that interview, our interview, like an old short that we did months ago, is still like one of the most viewed things on our channel. Man, people really fuck with Tekla.
I'm telling you, I hadn't talked to my cousin in a couple of weeks, and the first thing he said, I was watching you. What's the blonde lady's name y'all was interviewing? I was like, that's Tekla. He's like, I really like that. I'm like, yeah, no, Tekla do something for people.
People, it's something about Tekla, man. People really like her, man.
What's that blonde lady's name? Black people are so funny.
Hilarious. Yeah, we got a few more Humper chats, and we're gonna slide out of here.
Mhm.
Got one from Tyrone Kitty says, first things first, I still need Reg to describe to me what was the aerial magic trick was at the show he commentated. He is the sensei of spot food, and I feel like he should have a name for it because I don't.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like an imploding phoenix splash. But he does like yeah, there's like a half shooting star press, but it ends in a phoenix splash, but also not because he like landed on the guys. I don't know, man. This is some lucha fucking voodoo, and the shit was awesome. Definitely check it out online or on Triller TV. Super fun show. There was an altercation that I'm sure you guys have seen with Joey Janela and the homeboy Brody Lee Jr. And Amanda was in there, and they had a super hot angle. And when Brody jumped over that table, people went fucking ham. And I thought that was going to be the most ham that they were going to go, but I was wrong because the homeboy, AEW national champion, Jack Perry came out to save Marco Stunt, and people fucking lost their minds. That shit was loud. Shout out to Jack
Yeah.
Perry.
Yeah, believe they announced a tag match, Jack Perry, Marco
Mhm.
Stunt, for Joey Janela Spring Break.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a cool one. I think that's Friday, right?
It's Friday at 7 p.m. Yeah. Yeah. Who's surprised? People in LA really like Jack Perry. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Then we got another one from Tyrone Kid. He says, goofiness aside, afternoon graps. Thanks for starting my week in the best way. My question is, I know you guys are starting to get to the unk stage. Are there things you want to do that people feel is too late? To me, it's putting on the boots to be in the BWI 501. To be number 501, I guess.
You're never too old, is what I'm starting to learn. I think.
I don't think there's anything that I want to do still that I'm just like, am I too old to do that? I don't know.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I felt great in my 40s. If you guys needed an update, the last month of my 40s have been something's going on. If this is what my 40s are gonna be, I'm good with this. Besides like us being at war and shit about to, besides that stuff.
Yeah,
Saying besides war is
somebody told me
crazy.
somebody told me how old they thought I was, and I was talking to them over the weekend, and I was like, "Oh, no, no,
They thought you were younger.
much younger." I was like, "Oh no, no,
You
yeah,
really recognize, you can start to see patterns in how people move when you know how old they are, like that changes like your tone. Sometimes that changes how you're presented if you know the age behind it, because people be thinking I'm young too, and I'm like, I'm not. G,
yeah,
I'm 40.
yeah." Our last super chat from D'Lo Diggs. He says, "Man, Cooper Flag dropping buckets, getting comfortable makes me just as happy since that bum Nico Harrison got fired. Also, McAfee promo is a choice, and Lil Yachty coming at the IWC was hilarious. Yeah, Yachty getting upset like y'all. This is my moment. Like that. That was that was hilarious. I'm like, I don't even think anybody's really talking to you, Yachty, but I feel you. Like,
No,
get your shit off.
no one's trying to step on your moment at all. I think, Yachty. I think it was some Pat McAfee runoff, and you just happen to be there with this AI poster. But like, we excited about it, man. Anytime it's like this, it works out. It's not offensive. You're not wrestling the world champion or dictating what the world champion does.
Nah, man. Look, get your get your uh get your hype man stuff off with Trick Williams. It's cool. Ain't nobody trying to take your moment, dog.
But I do like that point that we talked
We,
about
we got
off pod about kind of West Side Gun being this, like West Side Gun kind of has the same what Little Yachty was saying, like West Side Gun could say, and they like wouldn't even, they kicked him out of a show, and now Little Yachty's on TV. So I'm sure West Side Gun's like, what the fuck's going on here?
That's what was funny about him trying to do all of this. My moment, and yeah, you're getting this because you're a celebrity. Like everything you're saying, I've been to more PLEs than most people. Like I'm really a fan. Don't try to act like I'm not a fan. No, West Side Gun has been to more shows than any rapper you can name.
Yes,
Um,
far
but
and away.
they kicked him out. They kicked him out of the building because he's not famous like you are. He's an underground rapper. If he had the kind of fame and the name recognition that you do, he would be all over their TV.
Yep.
But levels, different levels to this. We got a few more super chats left.
The homie Meat Normus says, why is Mello getting the Bailey treatment? SMH.
Yeah, I don't get it. Glad Bailey's on the show though. We officially have gone full circle to last year. Bailey and Lyra were supposed to be challenging for the tag titles. They're officially in a match this year. I hope this means they're winning. Because if they're not, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Shout out to the homegirl Bailey. She's amazing. She should be on all the shows. Meat Normus also says, y'all surprised WWE ain't selling lemon pepper shoes?
Don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Yes, that's it. Don't.
Yeah.
The homie Van Twinblade says, get out of there, Leon. The Fed will not respect you. You deserve better. Come fight Billy and join Hurt Syndicate. Leon Slater in the Hurt Syndicate, I think he could. He looks great in a suit. Like he could fit that void, and he's a supreme hooper. Wouldn't be mad at it at all.
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to do, but incredible talent no matter where he ends up. Just phenomenal. And I was saying that before TNA signed him. I was like, yeah, what's going on? Sign this guy. I feel the same way about a few guys. Like man, like Drees. Like, what's going on? Like, get this guy on TV. What's happening?
That's why I'm interested. Like, I understand why, because I saw the viral moments, but I thought Darius would get a shot before Ricky Sosa does, because he was already cooking over here. So, but I get it. I understand viral and all the things, but
Yeah.
there's some other people that could cook too.
Yeah, like LeBron Cozone, that's another one. Like, sign this guy. What's going on?
Well, he's signed to MLW. I don't know what that means.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know
They
that.
announced that. They announced that probably like a month and a half ago.
Oh, I missed it. Yeah, the big news this week was Lady Frost is no longer with AEW. She just signed with MLW. Yeah, best of luck to her. I think Man, such an underrated talent, man. I'm surprised she didn't get more to do with AEW because she is so good. But good signing for MLW. I don't watch a lot of MLW, but
No. Never seen it, haven't seen it. Lady Frost, you need like 6, 7, 10 minute style TV hoopers, and that's exactly what Lady Frost was, and that's the role that she could fill all the time. I don't really understand why she wasn't utilized more. Like, if you need somebody to put on a good match with your big star and that's gonna cook and get their moments off, she was that. So, but I mean, it's
yeah,
only it's a limited amount of spaces over there, you know.
yeah,
As we heard somebody like Mercedes Martinez say.
yeah,
The homie Mod Revolve says TK spreading talent all over the world is the best.
yeah. That is our last super chat, Mod. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in with us on a Monday, sending in your super chats and your humper chats.
Yep.
We will be back Saturday, noon Eastern. I assume we'll be back on the regular channel.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully. I don't know what Sean Rossap did over here to piss everybody off.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I assume we'll be back on the regular channel at our usual time slot. And then a week away from WrestleMania, a few days away from, less than a week now at this point, away from Dynasty. So I have plenty to talk about.
Absolutely. Expect a Dynasty preview on Saturday, and we're going to get into it, man. It's WrestleMania season. That means so many things. Vegas are getting ready for just like, it's a lot going on, you guys. So I hope you guys are good. I appreciate you guys for joining us on a random Monday, and see you soon this week.
Yeah. Know what it is. This has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsay. Righteous Reg. We're out of here.